Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday to you and you and you and you. Welcome to the AP Morning Show. We are here, we are ready. Today is February 12th. The 12th, can y'all believe it? 2 days from our Day of Love. See, I had to do the air quotes because every day is a day of love for me. Every day that I get the opportunity to love on another in different ways, in different fashions. And in this fashion, I want to say to you, welcome to the AP Morning Show. We're accountability partners, standing here one by one with each other, having fun. And speaking of having fun, I've been having so much fun over here on this app called Clubhouse. And I can never get this right. I can never get my phone dark enough so that the screen could be shown. All right, try that. Oh, I see what the problem is. My computer screen is too bright, as well as my phone screen. My phone has auto adjust on it. So that's Clubhouse. Basically, it's an all audio chat app. And it's where you connect with different people all around like-mindedness, all around similar interests, topics. In a nutshell, we have conversations here, and these conversations are ones that we have amongst our friends and all kinds of peeps that we connect with on a day-to-day basis. And so with that, I like to say hello to all my FB Live family, as well as my YT family, my YouTube family. We are here together, and every day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes you'll see me just completely go way past that because I can't help being with good people, giving compliments, spreading love, doing the best that I can to put a smile on a face, or two, or three, or four. So right now what I'm doing is what we call pinging. I'm pinging my friends in. So these are people that watch this show and continue to hang out with me every day. David Tisdale says, good morning, happy Friday. Good morning to you, my brother. How you doing today, sir? Always good to have you here, brother. And David has come over to Clubhouse. And if you can, bro, drop a line, drop a quick line of testimonial as far as how you've been enjoying Clubhouse so that I could put on the screen, bro, if you got a second. I know you might be at work taking over the world, so no pressure. But this is an environment where we have a lot of fun on a day-to-day basis, just chopping it up, having fun, hanging out, being in conversation together, supporting each other. Now on this app, Clubhouse, you can have any kind of conversation you want to have. I just choose to have the kind of conversation that's around AP, which is accountability. It's also a double entendre because my name is Aaron Prentice, so it also connects with my first and middle name. And so I started this mid-December. I wound up getting on this app, and I knew as soon as it was explained to me what kind of app this was and why it was so powerful. So I got into the flow, and ever since I've been here 5 days a week for, at the very minimum, 3 hours, at the most 5.5 with good peeps. And speaking of good peeps, my second mom is here, Miss Fidel Clark. It's so good to see you. It's so good to not only see you, but to see you here within this app, because this is such a powerful app. It's my second mom, y'all. I'm hanging out over here on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. Welcome to Clubhouse. I see you still got your party hat, so that means it is under a week, and I am like, when I say crazy excited about everybody who has made their way here. You know, for some people, they had to wind up switching their phone service just to be here, because right now you have to have an iPhone. Pretty soon, they're going to have it available for all platforms. In fact, they're hiring Android developers right now. And so while they're doing that, we continue to be here, hanging out every day in accountability, in sovereignty, in motivation, in affirmation, in great conversation, one by one, person by person, and get it done. And so as we kick off this show, as always, I always like to give a few thoughts, a few things to think about for us to get our experience started. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to go back to my quotes book, which you can find in my Instagram bio. You'll see a link there that just says my writings, and that's where my writings are. I've been writing several books all at the same time, and the beauty of this app that I use, which is called Medium, is that on Medium you get the chance to document all your writings. If you are a journaler, if you are, someone that writes poems, no, I didn't know my mic was muted all the time. Goodness. Sorry, FB Live. I have no idea how it got muted. So I'm reading from my quotes book. And this is an original quote of mine, a bunch of you will hear. Some people think that when you say, I understand, you mean I feel the same way. Big difference, big difference. You can very likely understand and feel the same way, but it should never be assumed because the two are mutually exclusive. It's a difference, peoples. Here's another one. This was from my Quote a Day series. Learn to work smarter, not harder. The system or matrix, whichever you prefer, is set up to keep us on a never-ending hamster wheel of working just for basic human needs and resources. The reason debt was created was to keep you and I slave to the system. Change this by making better financial choices and personal choices that have long-range benefits instead of temporary satisfaction. The quality of your life and your future of your family is depending on it. Here's another one for you. You have the power, believe it or not, to make vulnerability fun. I do it every day. We had a conversation here yesterday with one of my good friends here on Clubhouse, Felicia, I'm sorry. Tanisha will probably be in a little bit. And so we were talking with Felicia, and Felicia asked me a question. She said, I talked about this thing called the Thelonious Monk effect, which is do something, like be yourself, do something that other people think is insane, and they'll call you insane. You keep doing it, they'll start questioning themselves to see, maybe am I the one that's out of the loop? And then if you continue on from there, people will call you genius and unique and creative and courageous for the same damn thing that they call you absolutely insane for, even trying or attempting. So be confident in your uniqueness. So she asked me, like, how do you do that? If you could elaborate on that a bit more. I went all the way back to my childhood. I went back to my mom, who's a 36-year school teacher, who not only when I came out of the womb, there were words all on the wall, and I was already learning as soon as I could see. But in addition to that, what I would find out about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, in an interview with my mom, we were both in an interview, hanging out with our good friend Mike Gaddy. And so he's asking her questions, and she says something that blows my mind. She said, before he was born, 7 months before he was born, I was in the classroom because she was a teacher's assistant at that time. And my mom was in the classroom writing down notes, taking notes of all the deficiencies that she saw that other kids had. And she used that list in order to cultivate a list for me before I was even born. She was writing that list. And from that list, she said, everything on here, I'm going to make sure I'm going to work twice as hard so that my child isn't deficient. She took note of the deficiencies. Now, I already knew about my mom being, of course, she's a 36-year school teacher. As far back as I could remember, there were words everywhere, words all on the wall. Plus, in addition to that, my mother was taking me to museums and theater and exposing me to just all kinds of things, nature and sports and all kinds of things. So she helped me with that unfolding of that personal expression. She helped me to find myself in that way. And so I already knew all that. I mean, we had encyclopedias. I remember the old red and gray encyclopedias that we used to have in the 80s. The one where like every family was missing the letter T and S or R or something like that. It was like right when you needed it as a project. You didn't have that letter. And so whether it was that or it was the dictionary next to it, my mom kept that information around. So, I remember that. I remember, as my relatives would say, I remember being in the back seat of my mom's, let's see, she had an 80, which one do I want to start from? She had an 87 Bobcat. She had an 88 Renault Alliance and then an 89 Ford Tempo. And I remember being in the back of those cars with books piled up on each side of me. That's how all my relatives remember me. Pulling up where you see me in the middle of 2 piles of books. And so I remember those days. But what I'm looking at is like, wow, here's my mom who not only does that, but then she decides to add another layer to that and take notes of the deficiencies beforehand. So that's where she started from. What that did was that created an individual where it's easy for me to be myself because I've always been promoted to being myself. I've always been pushed. I've always been inspired. I've always been motivated to be myself because my mom pushed me towards being myself in personal expression. So it's easy for me to show up every day and not worry about what other people think and make vulnerability fun. Here's another one for you. The most important thing that we can do in a world where we have the ability to make things, quote unquote, seemingly perfect is not to take advantage of that ability at all. Because in doing that, we're editing our real selves out of the equation. Our real selves. That goes right along with it. Most people wait for perfection to do anything, and there's no such thing as perfection. There's only progression and process. There's only progression and process. No such thing as perfection. Vulnerability shows honesty, and honesty is one of humankind's most respected expressions because of the amount of courage that it takes to be transparent and to not choose dishonesty or hide your light due to the fear of judgment. And that's what I'm saying. That's why whether it's this perfection, fake ass construct, there's another quote that I'm not the originator for this, but I love this quote. Perfection is the enemy of good. The idea of perfection, let's put it that way, because again, there's no such thing as perfection. The idea of perfection is the enemy of good. So where does this idea of perfection come from? Well, I'm so glad you asked. It comes from our brain's ability to imagine beyond I don't know why my mic keeps muting. Sorry, peeps on FB. I have no idea. Maybe I'm hitting a button or something. I have no idea why my mic keeps muting. And so this idea of perfection is an absolute construct. It's a construct of the mind. It's our ability to have an imagination, to be able to put hypotheticals together and form those hypotheticals into a hypothesis, and form that hypothesis into a reality, even if that reality is only in our heads. So because we can imagine certain things in certain states that we call perfect, it makes us believe that there's a such thing as perfection. Truthfully, though, it's a construct of the mind. And what we have is process and progression. That's what we have. When you take solace in that, when you take pride in that, that's all the perfection you need. The ability to move forward another day, to put one foot forward, hold your head up higher, be more confident, change from some different things you've been doing before, learn, grow, not make the same. When you have all these things together, then what you have is progress and procession. And so for me, not only is that enough, but that's what we have. You either deal with that reality or accept that or not. And if not, what I find is that a lot of times we run into cognitive dissonance situations where we can't seem to make sense of life because they don't line up with the quote unquote perfect ideas that we feed ourselves. The reality is we have some amazing times and amazing moments, and we transition at some point. That's basic. That's life. That's progress and process. The truth is, we get the phone call. Someone's like, hey, boom, you got the job of your dreams. You got the opportunity of your dreams. And you get the phone call and say it's not in your dreams that your loved one passed away, or that someone stole money out of your bank account. This is life. The yin and the yangs. To me, how I look at it is when you have that bottom line of acceptance, shit happens. That's good shit and not so good shit. And you can be able to accept it all and to be able to be at peace with it. My philosophy is that not only do you not let negative things take your peace from you, but same way with overwhelming positive things, don't let them move you from your center of peace. Because then what happens is then we put too much stock into expectation over acceptance. We put too much stock in the overwhelmingly positive things staying that way, and the only consistency in life is change. That's why one of my other favorite quotes that I have is, my religion is acceptance over expectation. And so on that tip, I want to invite anyone who would like to come up to the stage again. Our only goal is to say hey, say good morning to each other. I want to find out how you're doing, how your mom and them doing, how your pops and them doing, how's everybody doing. Check in and see if you're fine. And if not, and this is your morning show as you work at your desk, as you get yourself together, as you are sneaking out of the they're like, I can't talk to you right now because I'm in the middle of a Zoom meeting. I'm so sorry. And if that is you, by all means, thanks for coming through. That's what we do here on the AP Morning Show. Want to say hello to Etta Fly, Heather, T, Tanisha. So good to see you. And happy Friday to you. We're 2 days away from this day, this one day that we set aside for love. But every day is a day of love. So I'm celebrating that today with you. So one of the other segments that I do here is a word a day, where we take a new word and it's that process of discovery. And so here's today's word of the day. Let's see, where do we want to go? Yesterday, I pulled up a couple. Let's see, which one do I want to choose from? All right, here we go. Let's try gentacular. Have y'all ever heard of the word gentacular? I'm going to put it in the chat for everybody that's here on FB Live. So this is another thing that comes from my mom. Because anytime I didn't know a word, my mom be like, look it up. And I'd be like, I don't want to go to the dictionary. It's too much work. But now I appreciate it. So gentacular, Gentacular. If when you're getting out of the bed in the morning, you are offered a gentacular cup of Aaron Hill tea in a reveal mug, Instagram bio if you haven't seen it. If you're offered a gentacular cup of tea, don't be offended. It means just about anything. In this case, tea related to breakfast. Anything related to breakfast. Okay. So let me go back and let's see if we can get a little bit more context on that. Gentacular definition. All right, let's see what it says here. Now, these are uncommon words. I got this from an uncommon word. So anything relating to breakfast. Anything. The gentleman loved to hold that crackling rectangle in front of his face, folded, of course, blah, 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 blah. Actually, it didn't put... Okay. Loved the slant of the gentacular sun. That's crazy, though, but what does that have to do with breakfast? All right. I hate when they do this, when they give you words and then they put, like, dumb sentences. You like, now I need a sentence to define that sentence. So, actually, it's anything pertaining to a breakfast taken early in the morning or immediately on getting up. So gentacular just has anything to do with the breakfast. That's so crazy. Yep, that's what it means. And it happens to be in Wiktionary. It's not in the actual regular dictionary, but it's in Wiktionary. Yep, of or pertaining to a breakfast taken early in the morning or immediately on getting up. I took a post-gentacular walk. So, what did I have? I had a pre-gentacular wake and bake this morning. Yes. Oh, my baby girl is here. My daughter, Aria, a.k.a. Flawless Features. Hey, baby girl. How you doing this morning? She says, good morning, Dad. And if you don't know, I'm hanging out on FB Live. I'm at Aaron Hill TV, at Aaron Hill TV. Same name. That's in my Clubhouse bio. Yes. How you doing, baby girl? I'm proud of my baby girl. She's doing amazing things. She is growing up as such an intelligent and an emotionally intelligent teen. She just turned 13 this past July. And we have some of the greatest conversations. If y'all have not heard us in action, OMG, we have some of the best conversations ever about everything from aliens to emotional intelligence to mirroring and conversation styles, and we're two peas in a pod. And so what we found out in our last hangout that we had on my podcast, if you've never seen my podcast, just hit my Instagram bio and click the word podcast there. And so you're going to hear a conversation with me and my daughter, Aria. And in that conversation, we were talking about how we found that we were best friends. We didn't realize that we both saw each other in that way. It was the most amazing thing ever. Yes, baby girl. I am proud of you. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, baby girl. I love you. Yes, peeps. All right, so I'm going to read a couple more of my quotes again. If you'd like to come up to the stage so we can hang out, by all means, you know what to do. Come through. And so here's another one for you. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. So, if you have people being unnecessarily negative to you, your ass must be cruising on the open highway, traveling far, fast. Keep driving forward and ignore the life trolls. Have empathy for them. A person must be in a sad place to have the precious time to devote to bringing others down. I can't say that enough. In fact, that's a picture quote that I put up on my Facebook page. In fact, I'm going to see if I can reshare it on Instagram right now, because to me, this is one right here that's like, I never get tired of this one because it's so applicable every day. Keep driving forward. Ignore the people that don't understand you and that intentionally do things to bring you down. Ignore the people that are intentionally judgmental because of the fact that they are unhappy with their life. You don't need anyone in your life who doesn't fully accept you for who you are. And so in many cases, these dogs are barking and they're not barking at parked cars. That literally means that, truthfully speaking, you are doing something right. You are doing something right. You need to move in that direction. I'm going to find that quote. I'm going to put it as my first Instagram post in a few. But just remember that dogs don't bark at parked cars. So if you have people unnecessarily being negative to you, your ass must be on the open highway, traveling far, fast. So keep driving forward and ignore the life trolls. You're going to have empathy for them. A person must be in a sad, sad place to have the precious time to devote to bringing others down. Here's another one for you. And again, this continues on with that same thought. If someone only accepts you for the version of you that they conjure in their head, even while you're being your true, authentic self, guess what? They don't actually accept you. Be more concerned with those that feel you than those that don't. Here's why. Because one, you can feed without any other effort other than being your true, authentic self. The other you can't please, no matter how hard you try. Your energy is precious and valuable. So don't waste it by putting it in unfruitful places and spaces. You don't need anyone in your life who doesn't fully accept you for who you are. For who you are. And that is, boom, exactly what you see on this mug right here. Boom. You don't need anyone in your life who doesn't fully accept you for who you are. This is the first of the Aaron Hill Revealing Mug series. And every week I'm dropping a mug that has to do with a message. Now, for those that don't know what revealing mug means, it means that prior to seeing this, you're getting the magic right now, but prior to seeing this mug was all black until, you see that right there? I'm trying to hold it down without destroying my entire studio. Maybe just my luck. I waste this cup of tea and everything just cut off. But right there, this is turmeric tea. Turmeric's good for inflammation, by the way, if you don't know. And so before pouring this cup of warm tea in here, this mug was all black. And so that's how each one of the mugs work. They work in that fashion. So I'll be releasing these messages and the ones that you've heard here continually every week on the mug, and you won't even know what it looked like until you get it and you pour in your favorite warm beverage of choice. And that makes me super excited. So if you want to know more about this, all you got to do is just hit on my Instagram bio. You know, it's right there for you to see. You're going to see a funny video too with me the first time I picked this up from my porch when the package came and I lost my mind, like Alvin and the Chipmunks. And speaking of which, that's what the hell I sound like there too. And so you'll see this a part of my Aaron Hill sentiments journey. This is another sentiment right here. It's a part of the Aaron Hill Canvas series. This one happens to be a profile pic that was taken from my Street Serenades series. That's my outdoor concerts that I've been doing since last May. During this time, it's my response to COVID. And this one says, you define your purpose. It isn't predetermined. And so not only will you see these kind of pictures, but also some of my artwork, because I've been taking pictures and been creating in this real fun way, using my eye for architecture and angles and all this kind of stuff and just having fun. And not only have I been finding myself in a new fun way during this time, but I've been helping other people to do the same thing in various ways. And that's what I do every day. So speaking of every day, welcome again to the AP Morning Show. We are here standing in accountability. My peeps on CH, my peeps on YT, my peeps on FB. I want to say hello to Andy, Renee, Rod, and a Fly, Heather, Tanisha, and my cousin Caesar. Speaking of which, let me check in with my cousin, see what's going on. Caesar Bell, what's happening, fam? Good morning to you, man.
Yo.
Yo.
Would it be like?
I don't know what it be like, bro, but I know what it's about to be like. I tell you that.
Yeah, man, boy, you are a disciplined dude, bro. Bro, I tell you, boy, you be up and about. You know what I'm saying? my bladder told me probably about 10 minutes ago, go to the bathroom.
Right.
I said, okay, no problem. You ain't got to yell at me like that.
Right.
So then I roll over and I look at my phone. I see your message saying, hey, this is the time that we about to go on. I said, well, let me get on my phone. Then I said, Lord, have mercy, boy, Herbie. Get it. Good morning, hello. Let me see if I can get these names right. What is it? Andy, Renee, Rod, and a Fly.
Yes.
The quiet, peaceful assassin, Tanisha. Good morning, y'all. I'm about to get this morning wake and bake going on right now.
Oh, shit. You about to get your wake and bake on too, bro?
Yeah, it's definitely not a game.
Shit.
I'm trying to tell you that right now. You ain't got to worry about that.
Yo, what's the wake and bake for you this morning? Because I know, like, in the world of cigars, you know, you got your different, you know, it ain't like weed. You know what I'm saying? Weed is just like, you just got weed. But cigars is like, today you got a cubic zirconium and
well, this morning, I do something that's called the breakfast smoke.
Okay.
So my combination is, when I smoke my cigars, I'm a Maduro guy.
Okay.
So for those who may not know what that is, the darker the leaf, it's called the Maduro. The lighter the leaf, that's called the natural.
Okay.
Maduro gives you more strength and flavor depending on who you are, but I'm a Maduro guy.
Okay.
So I'm doing I got like an hour smoke. Right. I got a straight coming from Cuba. A buddy of mine sent them here to me from Miami, straight out of Cuba. So
oh wow,
I got me a nice Cuban Maduro. It's about an hour smoke, and then I got my little cup of coffee, little 12-ounce cup of coffee with 2 shots of Jameson.
Oh, so, damn! And you ready to go this morning? But that's That's a breakfast. That's a smoked breakfast of champions right there.
Yeah. Breakfast smoke. So you getting the blend. You getting that blend of that tobacco leaf. You getting the blend of that coffee bean, and then you getting the blend of that whiskey.
Damn, bro.
Hello.
Hey, bro, you just taught me some shit. Right. That's what that shit need to be called. That fucking phone need to be just called hello.
Yeah, that's a good one, yo. We can do that. Just call it hello.
Right. That's the hello package right there, boy. Because you ain't saying shit else after that. You up. You ready to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what you got going? I know yours green, but you know.
Right.
What kind of strand you got? What you got? Some crypto cutter, you know?
Some
hot foot snow belly or something with it. I don't know, you know.
Right. I just
about to call Jesus walks or something. What you smoking on for?
Right. I was just about to say I got some purple underbelly sea salad. That's what that's called.
That just sounds really dangerous.
Like you don't know whether to smoke it or eat it for dinner. Nah, but I'm working with some sativa right now, you know, because I like my up. It gets me full. Like I'm already, like you said, I'm already look. When I got my sativa in me, right? So you know how you said like my discipline. So I sent you a message. When I got my sativa, bro, I send myself a message to send somebody else a message. that's I'll be sending myself text like, yo, make sure you remember to send Caesar a text. So I be on it. Nah, but I got some sativa, bro. It keep me focused and shit.
That's cool. And it's crazy because when you think about these, man, you ever notice, well, I know, you know, every year they do the 420 and all that.
Right.
You know, for, I guess a national holiday now or whatever.
Right.
You know, but the culture of the marijuana community is the culture is so thick, man. There's a lot of history behind it and stuff like that. But it's the same thing for cigars too, bro. Right. Same thing. It's a really big, thick culture, and they've been around for a long time.
Right.
You'll never hear nobody talking about the culture of cigarettes.
Right.
You'll never hear that.
Yes, that is so true.
You ever heard that before? Yo, like, well, I'm about to, you know, we about to go to the cigarette convention.
Right.
Like nigga, cigarettes are $25 a pack now, bro.
That's crazy.
Yo, that's
shit.
A lot of money. You know how many chicken boxes we could have got when we was growing up, yo?
Right.
For $25.
$25.
We could have fed half of the block, starting from the corner, yo. $25.
Right.
Yo, that's funny, man. I'm gonna look into that, yo. See if there's any kind of culture behind cigarettes besides the government said roll up tobacco and let them smoke it.
Right. That's what I'm about to say. The only culture behind it is, motherfucker, you're gonna die, and I don't know why you're reading this message and not taking heed and acting like you don't know. But at least we telling you right out the bat.
Right.
That's the culture around that.
Man, sativa sound like a girl.
Right. It's funny you said that too, because you got sativa and you got indica.
What? That's another one?
Yeah, so indica is like, for many people, it's like the chill one. It's the one that make you want to just kick back and even go to sleep. Sativa have you the other way. So yeah, indica and sativa.
Yo, can we like twins? Yo, what you about to do tonight, son? Yeah, I'm about to go hang out with sativa and indica.
Right.
We on our way down the casino.
Right.
Hey, yo, who else on in the family right now smoke weed? Can you get the community to say something?
Oh well, you got one coming up to the stage right now, right? Heather with the red cup. This is Heather with the red cup, Caesar.
Heather with the red cup.
Yes.
What you smoking over there? Some Bernard? Some Bernard? You smoking over there?
My friend just gave me this lavender with some hash in it. So
oh shit! The lavender hash.
Yes.
So it's called Loud Hash. That's what it's called?
It's a lavender, I think it's a hybrid, so it's a blend of indica and sativa.
Oh, damn.
With some, and she put some hash in it. She rolled it up for me for my
Oh,
birthday
that's
last weekend. So,
hey, bro, if my avatar disappear, it's because I'm going to Heather's right now for that session. Like,
I'm about to get one of my cigars to take over there so she can roll it up in my cigar.
Some of that hello that you're talking about.
Hey, Heather, what you think about my breakfast smoke? What you think? You like that?
I love it. I love it.
I'm about to start just knocking on people's doors in the morning and be like, you ready?
Yes.
Huh? Hello.
Right. Yeah, yo, Heather, as I call her, Heather Strupp with the red cup. We met here in this app like early on when I jumped on, you know, all my family here. And so, yeah, man, we've been having fun ever since. Heather is cool as ice water. We be having fun up in here.
Cold as ice. Paradise.
Right. Yeah, bro. And you when you just saying about the cigar culture, you know, bro, that's one of the things that I have learned a lot, even just from like, you know, being around you and just like peeping. It's just like, man, I almost feel like it's a violation for me to walk even in front of a cigar lounge because I don't have on the right clothes, the right hat. I don't have nothing, you know.
Well, you know what? You know what? You're absolutely right, man. I think there is a swag. There's an attitude. There's a mindset.
Right.
There is so many different things that comes along with the whole cigar culture and everything. Hold on, I think my friend Roy got something to say. Oh, you got him? Did you get him?
Yeah, Rod.
Yeah, I'm here.
Morning, Rod.
All right. So, you know, like I said, man, there is like, you know, people got like, man, I'm gonna go smoke today. You know, I gotta get my smoking hat. You know, to get, you know, put on my smoking scarf.
Right.
Make sure I got my humidor with me. You know, I got my cutter, my torch, and it's a big, sophisticated deal. You know what I'm saying? And like seriously, you go to the cigar lounge, man, you sitting there, they can tell if you knew or not.
Right.
Yeah, they can. If you do stuff and say stuff like, "Hey, man, can I borrow your cutter for a second here, man?"
Right.
You might say, "All right, cool, no problem, there you go." And then
there's a key to that, Caesar. There's a key to that. You better not lick your cigar first. It's cigar etiquette. If I'm giving you my cutter, that means your saliva is touching my cutter. So there's cigar etiquette. It's cigar etiquette.
Right.
But if I see you in the lounge more than 2 times, then you better come prepared.
Absolutely.
You don't have to have the best cutter. You don't have to have the best lighter, but you better have a cutter. You can have a plastic cutter that has the blade on it.
Right.
Or you can have a regular lighter that costs you maybe like $10.
But either way, Ron,
but you better have those utensils.
Even what he's saying, Aaron, is that look, you ain't necessarily gotta have the best tools,
but you better have something.
You better have your own. That's what it is.
And then piggybacking off of what you said, Caesar, after the time, like I've been smoking for like 29, 30 years, man. And it's like for me, it's like this, certain people are doing it now, it's a fad. But for me, it's a culture. But I appreciate people getting into it now because later on, they will appreciate it as a culture. But like you said, you don't have to, it's not a dress up a fly thing. It's you. Yep. People can accept you for you. I'm one of the ones who can flip flop. I'll dress up every now and then, or I'll be casual. But people know me as Rod, I gets down. I know my spirits. I know my bourbons. I know my whiskey, and I know my cigars. So when you come in there and you talking about aged rum or aged whiskey or certain cigars, people in the lounge like, go speak to Rod. And it's a culture. We want to bring you in, but we want you to be informed of it. Don't disrespect the culture, because you will, like Caesar said, people will know that you are fake.
See, this is what I love about cigar culture.
Because when you come in here and say, "Oh, I only smoke Cubans," then I know you ain't part of this.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. This is the cool. this the fun and funny part. So it's like, I love this, and this is why I respect cigar culture. Because if somebody came in the room just now, like mid conversation, they might think we was talking about an NAACP meeting or like a frat meeting or something like that. They'd be like, "Oh, these dudes ready to take over the world right here. Like, I'm ready to stay around because they about to form a coalition." Like, that's what I love about it. Yo, I love this. And so, yeah, cigar culture. Now, I'll just tell you this, cigar not necessarily my thing, but I respect the goddamn hell out of it. And the bosses, who have fun partaking. Caesar, homie, what you getting in today, fam?
Hey, man, I'm actually going to be riding around all day long promoting my seasoning and everything. Nice. I have a goal that I have to hit because I'm trying to get my seasoning in the grocery stores, and I got a situation on the table.
Yep.
To where as though I have to sell 1,000 units within the net. Well, it was 3 months, but now I got 2 months left.
Okay.
To sell 1,000 units, man. So that's what I'm doing today, man. So if any of you guys are listening, y'all out of state, I will ship. If you want to support your boy, I got $10 jars and I got $20 jars. All you got to do is just talk to me. Send me the address wherever you're at, or if you in B-More, we can meet up. I'll bring it to you. They're only $10. I take Cash App. I take Zelle. And absolutely, I take cash.
All right, here's what you do, bro. So in addition, hit Caesar up in his DM to follow through on that if you're interested. And bro, also, when you get a chance, throw a line or two, throw a couple pieces of this information up in your bio too. So that way as well, people will be able to have it there, read it, remember it, and then go from there to your DMs. Cuzzo, it's always love.
Hold on. When you say the bio, see, I had somebody else set this up for me, bro. I didn't do it.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll call you later. You'll tell me later.
Yo. Oh my gosh, bro. Love you, man. Always good. Of course, you ain't got to go nowhere. We're keeping it moving in the convo. Want to refresh again to say what's up to everybody here. Ada, Tanisha, Andy, Renee, Etta Fly, Rod, Heather. We hanging out here. AP Morning Show. Rod, thanks for jumping up here, fam. Gonna actually jump back to you and chop it up a bit more after we hang out with Heather. See what Heather got going on. Heather, good morning again. How's it going, Heather?
Morning. Going so good.
Yes. How was your day yesterday?
It was good. I had a really good workshop for work.
Right.
And I tried to lay in bed the rest of the day.
Phew, I'm telling you, that was my favorite thing. I was like, Heather gets a chance to knock out her work, but be close to home where she can just chillax, Heather, what's your favorite thing to do when you're chilling? Like, what's your go-to? Is it popping on your records? Is it, having a red cup? Is it watching TV? What do you enjoy like most? What do you?
I don't really watch TV, but
Same here.
Records, yes, or just smoking in the bed and reading a book.
Just chilling. Like if I looked up chillax in the dictionary, like your face should be somewhere in the example section. That's what's up. That is what's up. And that combination you were talking about earlier. Wait a minute, I gotta go back to that for a second. She said sativa, indica, and a bit of hash. Like that's like, golly, I'm trying to think. What should the name of that be? Because that's like
I don't know.
Everything you want in life.
I missed the hash part, cuz
What you
missed the hash part. All I heard was the Jew boy.
Yo, that's the joy of life. That's that Lucky Charms right there. That's something. That's yeah. And so let me ask you a question. Does, now here's the thing I'll say, I like to have fun with this sativa indica thing and all that kind of stuff. When you do the research, they say, of course, it more things go into it as far as how it affects you and that kind of thing. But I still like to have fun with the, the sativa up part, indica chill part, because a lot of times I find that that's how the strands, stack up, at least for me.
Right.
Do you find what, for you, like, especially with that combination right there, which direction does it go for you? Is it up? Is it down? Is it both? Do you want to lay down and take over the world at the same time? Like,
kind of. Yeah. It's more chill, I guess. It's more, I prefer indica.
Yeah.
I like that high much better, but
right.
I feel like the hybrids are still chill for me. It's not really up, but maybe not as chill. I don't know.
I definitely feel you. You ever had that time where you were like so chill, you were like, damn, like I don't want to do anything now. And that wasn't what I was trying to do, but I can't move out this damn right.
Oh, yeah.
Last time that happened to me, I was like, okay, so that was 16 hits. All right, 12 max from now on. Because God damn it, like the rest of the day is done from here. Like I don't do anything.
and for the cigar thing, I think is so dope. And I'm not really into that culture. I have a cigar bar a couple times, but I have a friend here who makes cigars, so he rolls weed in it, like an eighth of weed in a cigar, and sells them. Yeah, his business actually is kind of taking off right now, so it's pretty cool.
And did you say you call those cigars?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very creative, and I can imagine.
That's great and disrespectful at the same time.
Right.
Because I guess it's something different for the weed smoker, but Rod to tell you that's really disrespectful to God,
After listening to you talk, I feel you on that.
Right. That's one of those things. But it was funny because Caesar, in fact, we were on the phone a couple of days ago, and we were tripping off of it. He was showing me like the difference between the cigar culture and the cigarette. Well, not even just culture, but like the actual down to the archetype, down to the person. Like it's a whole different experience. So yeah, I can definitely imagine that because yeah, those two things are night and day. I almost died the first time I tried to take a puff from a cigar because like I think and it might have been, was it with you, Caesar? I can't even remember. I think it might have been with you, but whoever it was.
Yeah, it was with me.
Okay, he's like, do not pull this like how you would pull a blunt. Do not. But see, like before you do anything, you don't know what do not actually means because you haven't you haven't actually done anything yet. So you don't know what the limitation is. You gotta die to find out. So I died, you know what I'm saying? And when I came back to life, I was like, okay, so that's why you don't pull a cigar as hard as you do a blunt. Oh, righty then. Good thing I'm a cat.
Yeah, good thing you're a cat because the thing is, when you hit some weed, your thought is to inhale.
Right.
To whatever's it goes. That's your mindset. You go hit a cigar. No matter how many times the person say, do not inhale, do not inhale, do not inhale.
Right.
Your body, like, your memory, your muscle memory and all that stuff, like, that's all we do.
Right.
You like, oh, shit.
Your memory be like, don't listen to that bullshit. Right. Your memory be like, man, don't listen to that bullshit. Look, this is what we're going to do. And then after that, you be arguing with your memory like, yo, what the fuck?
Right.
Yo. So that's why I have so much respect, for the culture. So much respect. Heather, it's always good to chop it up with you. Always good. Everything good. Anything that I and we can stand in accountability with you on. I mean, to be honest, every time I stand in accountability with you, like I wind up learning something new about chilling in some way or going about life in some way that keeps it easy. So Yes.
Everything is good.
That's it.
Just chilling today.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Heather. Well, it's always good to hang out with you, Heather. Of course, by all means, continue to be a part of the convo if you like. And if you got to go, I'm wishing you the absolutely best and amazing day today on the Chillax Tip on purpose.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yes. And we are here. Everybody, once again, want to do a quick refresh and gotta say what's up again. My baby girl is here this morning. She is so here. And she just left out to go to class. But this was the best thing that could happen, because I'm going to be honest with you. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, damn it. Like, this app, not only this app, but what I'm doing in this app is, I know, so helpful. Like the other things that my daughter appreciates that I do, dealing with my content, different angles, different levels. But like this, as I embarked upon this, I'm like, oh, this is one of the greatest expressions that I can have for my children, because of the fact that I'm living my entire life through it. And I'm living by example, showing up with great laughs, even greater conversation, and even greater affirmations, hanging with people, emotional intelligence, empathy, showing how to be harmonious, how to have conversation, how to be welcoming, warm, giving, inviting, loving, like literally everything. And I'm like, she's in school during this time, but this is school, goddammit. So it's funny because she's hanging with me over on YouTube. She said, good morning. She said, thanks, Dad. She said, you told me that quote once. If you don't interfere with someone, they won't be doing that dog barks thing because you're the parked car. You aren't bothering them. I love it, baby girl. See, this is when you're happy. You got a 13-year-old that's a philosopher already. I love you too, baby girl. Have a good time in class today. Do well. Getting prepared for the real school called life. Happy about my baby girl too. She just interviewed for a cosmetology program. And if y'all saw her presentation, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, you sure you don't already work in the field? Because it was so top notch. She wrote this thing out. She didn't even have to. She just had to answer a few questions as to like why, what does she like about cosmetology? Why should she be in a program? Yeah, I tell you, it was like she was on her first job interview. She wrote it out, then she memorized it, and she was adamant about memorizing it. Before we recorded her, she was like, yeah, I want it memorized. And so she recorded it, her and her mom, and it was amazing. I was like, golly, proud of my baby girls. Yes. So one more quick refresh. Welcome again to the AP Morning Show. We are here. Looking forward to chopping it up with my peeps. And on that tip, everybody, let's open up our microphones. Say a huge good morning to Andy Renee. Good morning, Andy Renee, a.k.a. Andy B.
Good morning.
What's happening?
Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Caesar. Good morning, Tanisha. And of course, good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I just wanted to step in, and I just could not complete my week without coming into this room.
Okay, so you just want to melt my heart immediately. I mean, like now I got to get myself together before we go on with the conversation.
But there's no lies, I'm telling you.
Oh man, I so appreciate you.
Spilled my damn coffee. I just spilled it. She said that shit.
I so appreciate that, Andy. Oh my goodness. Every day in some way I'm affirmed in that way, and again, I always say when monumental things happen in life, I'm never surprised because I know it via my intention. Is why I set out the intention. It's already manifested before I even kick it into gear. So I'm never surprised, but I'm always amazed. And even more so, I'm always appreciative and grateful. So thank you for giving me something to be grateful for again. Real talk. Yes. Now, Andy B, that's like it has a ring to it. I love that.
Well, thank you. So my last name is Behannon.
Mm-hmm.
And besides being known as Andy, my name is Andrea.
Right.
And of course, middle name is Renee. Last name is Behannon.
Right.
Besides being known as Andy by most, on a personal level, I adopted Andy B because my husband goes by Freddie B.
Oh, nice.
And so I just decided to rebrand that a little bit and just go off of Andy Renee because I feel like it really reflects, if it makes sense, but who I am and me walking in on another level of authenticity and truth. Being able to really be me.
I love that so much. You know, so here's the other serendipity of it. Right before I met you, or at least the day that I met you, it happened to be where you popped in the room, and I was, shouting out the names, and I was like, "What's up to Andy Renee?" And for a second, I had like a wild moment because one of my best friends' name is Andy Renee as well, and her name is also Andrea Renee. And y'all have different last names, but I was like, "Wow," because you don't meet Andy Renees every day.
Wow. Yeah. And I don't meet a lot of Andreas, actually.
Right.
At least not where I'm from.
Right. Where are you from again, by the way?
I'm in Ohio.
Right, Ohio. Did I tell you this? My one and only Ohio story?
I don't think so.
All right, so here it goes. Right, so 2001, I'm driving to Michigan, and as I'm driving to Michigan, me and my ex, we are going to visit her grandmother, and her grandmother's in Ironwood, Michigan. So I've never driven this far before. I've never driven through these states, but I'm all for it. We're on the road. Get to Ohio, and at some point we're on this straightaway. Can't remember where it was, but I'm in a 2002 Cavalier, and I got my lean on. I'm coasting about 80, 85, and it's a straightaway. So I'm like, I'm getting it. 90 miles an hour, and it's cool. Now, I'm not like some kind of wild or reckless driver, but it was straightaway, open, no cars, boom. We just rolling. So as we're rolling, I'm in the fast lane. I look to my right, and I swear I swear I was in a movie, because there was like that typical, like, Caucasian family, minivan, mother, father, 2 kids in the back. Father got the dad shades on and everything. So they ride up beside me. They all look over at me. And then the father kind of like takes his head and takes his hand and tilts forward, like, come on, like, let's get it moving.
Yeah.
And I got my lean on, right? So I'm like, and so I look over, I'm like, what in the world? So they go past me. I'm like, what the hell? I'm going 90. Andy, I look up. The speed limit was 100 miles an hour. I was going slow. And I don't know where I was, but I was in some pike where that was just the speed limit. I'll never forget that.
That is wild. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with the 100 mile per hour speed zone.
Right.
But I think I've been around most of Ohio, but maybe not all parts. But that is wild. That sounds like the Autobahn in Germany.
Right. I'm gonna look for it while we're talking. I could not believe it. It was just, and what was so funny about it was just the fact that it was the family. It was like that kind of family that you expect to be driving slow. So anyway, that's
we are so silly here. That does happen. I mean, you can't go anywhere without someone trying to race you.
Really?
Yes, it's so silly.
Oh my goodness!
And I got this big turbo speed on my car, so yeah. I
you do?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wait a minute. Let's take that back. You sure that's a car and not a Back to the Future rocket? Like you said.
You know what?
That's crazy. So, what you got?
You guys are gonna laugh. It's a hybrid.
Okay.
It's a Lexus hybrid crossover. It's called a UX.
Wow.
And once you get into that sport mode,
right,
it is over.
Wow. Yeah. See, I've never experienced this before, because I've only been in like maybe 2 hybrid cars, and they were definitely not Lexus hybrid cars. So I can only imagine. So wait a minute. What is this mode called again?
What's the what?
The mode you're talking about? You were saying like when you get into this.
It's a sport mode, so it has an economy mode, a normal mode, and a sport.
Wow!
And you just push a button, and it goes from 0 to like up to 60, and then you're gone. Like wow. I mean, it's to maneuver like if you're on the highway,
right?
If you're getting on to an entrance ramp into the highway, it allows you to get that boost.
Wow.
You know, because the hybrids can take a little while to get up
their
speed.
That is fascinating. Yeah. Wow, that's super fascinating. Lexus. So, you know, I feel like I had Lexus too because I had a Toyota, you know, and they at least have the same engine. Super cool. You doing all right otherwise?
I am doing fantastic, actually.
That's good.
I've been on a euphoric high, not a literal high.
Right.
You know.
Well, if you stay here too long, you might catch some contact. So, you know, I'm just letting you know that now. You know? It's that Clubhouse contact.
It's not legal here. But anyway, so I've been really, really great.
Yeah.
I've been really great for the past few weeks now. I had to just release.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the word is. Maybe I'm going through a spiritual detox or a mental detox, emotional detox. And so I'm coming out on the other side of it, and I feel amazing.
I love it.
I really do. Yeah. I'm vibrating a lot higher too.
Well, I tell you, for times like this, especially, and as we continue to find our way and lead our way, that could not be a better report to me. That could not be a better state. Homeostasis, that place of peace. And so I definitely appreciate that. And I'm vibrating with you on that same frequency. And thanks for knowing where to come to as well for your weekly fill up to get that. Because, we're not wilding out here in these Clubhouse streets, as you always know. It's all about
a little wild. It's a little wild. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I do have a question here.
Yes.
So you guys were talking about cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like a good cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And Caesar mentioned, the whole not inhaling part. And I'm like, well, how do you do that? Like, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I don't really indulge, but when I do, it's like, I can't understand the enjoyment without inhaling.
Right. Caesar.
All right.
That's a cigar smoking tone there.
So what people don't realize is that the tobacco, the leaf, well, when I say the tobacco, I'm talking about the filling. That's inside the cigar. The leaf is on the outside. That's the wrapping. What people fail to realize is that those two combinations together, it's strong enough for you to get the effect of what a cigar is supposed to do for you.
Oh.
So, now, if you smoke weed and you just hit it and blow it immediately out, you're wasting the weed.
Mm-hmm.
You have to consume or inhale maybe not all of it, all of the smoke that you hit or whatever, but at least some of it to start for it to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
With cigars, you don't have to do that because it's strong enough. It's a relaxing mechanism. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's probably the best relaxing mechanism in the world because it doesn't make you high. You don't get that high feeling, but you get a very relaxed, laid back, chill type of persona over you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so when you hit a cigar, you hit it the same way you would hit a blunt or whatever the case may be. And you hold it in for a few seconds.
Right.
Let it roll around in your mouth or whatever, and they have two ways. You can either straight blow, which is you hit it, hold it in your mouth for a few seconds, and then blow it out. Or they have just another form called retro blow. That means that you hit it and you blow it out of your nose. It's very much so possible to blow it out your nose without inhaling it. You just have to learn it. And it's all about controlling the smoke and where it goes.
Right.
And that's more of a tongue thing.
Right.
Inside of your mouth. Yeah.
So
Only
I'm doing
you know.
it right then. That's
you know your song yet. Mm-hmm.
Can I add to that?
You got
that
it.
goes
Go ahead,
straight
Rod.
to my head, though. It makes me so dizzy, and
Okay. Gotta make sure you eat though. Like with cigars, people don't understand. You gotta eat, especially if you doing a Maduro, something that's strong. But either way, I tell anybody that's a virgin to this thing, please eat, please, please, or you will feel hot, dizzy, crazy, and damn near drunk for sure.
Okay, thank you for.
And let me add to that. Especially for a beginner, what I suggest is, depending on, I always tell people, because I used to work at a cigar shop, I was a tobacconist. So what I tell people is, when they walk in the shop, I ask them, because I'm all about pairings. So I ask people all the time, what are you drinking with your cigar tonight? If you're drinking soda, you're drinking water, you're drinking cognac, you're drinking whiskey, drinking bourbon, vodka, whatever, let me know what you're doing. And I pair it up. And then I ask if you've been smoking before. And if you say you wasn't, I'll start you off with probably like a mild or medium flavored cigar. More than likely like a coffee flavored cigar, something like that. And more than likely, those are not gonna like hit you like that. And then I teach you in how to smoke them. Like Caesar said, you smoke it. I always tell it like this, and I especially explain it to women like this. You bring it into your mouth, you enjoy it, and then you release. That's what it does for you. And like he said, on how a cigar is constructed, they get the certain tobaccos that are stronger and all that stuff. So that's why you have your filler, your binder, and your wrapper. That's what makes your consistency of your cigar.
Okay.
So as you get from your mild, your medium, and your strong, your full body cigars, full body. That's how it goes.
Perfect.
And with cigars, that's why I tell people all the time, it's like you said, it's a relaxing thing. It's a mental thing. It puts you in that mind frame. So that's why I tell people, find your good pairing with your cigar. Me, I do a lot. I give like certain classes on pairings. I have cigars and bourbon with like cherries. You do it with certain chocolates.
Okay.
And when I say it changes the palate on your, man, listen, for a couple, a Valentine's thing is to have certain sweet chocolates, have your certain spirit that you're going to deal with, and find that cigar that you and your partner can enjoy together. And man, listen.
So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you one of the fun things that happens in this room is I like to give out ideas. Y'all need to definitely have a cigar room, like real talk here on Clubhouse, doing the same thing that just happened, for this last 10 minutes or so, and continuing to teach people about that and bringing the culture in that way. Nobody's doing it, and it would be huge immediately. Think about that season, Rod.
Rod really know what he's talking about, man. Like
100%.
If I knew Andy Renee, personally, if I was in Ohio, I would start her off with like a Tatiana or Delicioso or
sure.
Acid or something like that.
For
something
sure.
Real flavorful. Now me.
So check. Hey, yo, all right, we go. I'm gonna bring the.
I'm sorry.
No doubt. Nah, because this what I love about it. It's like. It's literally like it's a deep and wide conversation, and that's what I dig about it. Now I appreciate what you're all saying. We're definitely gonna move forward from here, whatever, keep it rolling. But I definitely dig what y'all saying, and Rod, thanks for that, man, and Caesar, because Andy, did that like really give you some gems there?
It did. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And Rod, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, no problem.
I would definitely like to learn more. So thank you so much.
No doubt, fam. And yeah, fam, definitely ponder on that. In fact, I definitely rap to y'all about that because this would be huge. I mean, because there's so many people that could benefit, from this type of info, and especially when you don't know about the culture, and that kind of thing. But boom, I love it. We're going to do a quick old reset here. I want to say what's up to Missy. Missy, good morning to you. How you doing this morning? If you'd like to come to the stage, by all means, you know what to do. Throw a wave. And also want to say hey again to my peeps over on FBYT. Thank you for hanging out. The good brother T, double dipping. I always love double dippers. David Tisdale, happy Friday to you too, family. My baby girl who goes by Flawless Features. I also want to say what's up to Rich. What's up to Tyrone? What's up to Shanice? Yes. We definitely got it for sure. Well, 100%. And with the Andy Renee, I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day today on purpose. And as always,
likewise.
And
thank you so much, Aaron. I'm sorry.
No problem. You said your husband's name was Freddie B?
Yeah.
Tell Freddie B. Tell Freddie B. I said, what's up?
I'm not telling him what's up. He's a Clubhouse hater. he doesn't have an Apple phone anymore.
Right.
So yeah, he's hating right now.
So he doesn't understand at all. Like Pamela's husband. Like, you on that thing again? You always on the phone. Like, what you doing on that phone? Like, I always tell people. I say, when it comes to that, like, it's only gonna be a matter of time. All it is they just, when they find a room that they hooked on, once they get that one, then it's over from there. They be like, okay, all right. So if he ever gets in, I'd love to run into him. Have a great day, Andy. As always.
For you, man.
As always. Yeah.
Hey, cuz I got a question for you. Where's Rod located at, man?
Where's Rod located?
Yo, Caesar, you met me at Destination Cigar, brother.
Get the fuck! Are you kidding me?
Yo, stop it.
Get the fuck! Not that Rod. Oh shit, man. Let me go to 7-Eleven. I need me another coffee.
Caesar, stop it. Stop.
Rod, let's get up, y'all. Let's wake up, Rod. Show enough, y'all.
Listen, like
love
Aaron said, I would love to do a room just on conducting about the cigar culture, cigar etiquette.
That's it.
Just all things dealing with cigar and spirits. That's my thing. That's what I love. And I just love to embrace people. And I would like to learn more about certain spirits. Because, like, for me, I'm just a bourbon, whiskey, scotch, and aged rum drinker. Now, when it comes to tequila and cognac and stuff like that, that's not my thing. But hey, listen, the room will be always open to it.
That's it.
I'm gonna take your advice and I'm gonna go on and create a room on that.
Yes, sir.
For everybody.
That's what you do, bro.
Everybody enjoys a good time.
No doubt, bro. And DM each other, Caesar and Rod, DM each other right through this app. Not right through this app, but through the Instagram DM feature and that kind of thing. Keep the convo going. And yes, because that's one of the things I always do here. Whether it be, I've given people ideas around rooms, around, expanding and finding themselves in new ways. We had the dyslectic eclectics. We had all kinds of great things. And so a bunch of ideas come through this room. So by all means, and Rod, appreciate you, bro. Good to meet you. Good to see you here, bro. And good to just hang out again.
Listen. This won't be the last time, brother. I'll be back up here with you.
No doubt, fam. Quick reset, everybody.
I want to give a shout out to my cousin Aaron, man. Y'all don't know how much he means to me. He's always been I got a little brother from my mother and my father, but Aaron has been like a brother to me. And y'all don't know, he's always shared positive vibes. Even before all of his, stuff he's doing now, before music and everything. I love him with all of my heart, man. And I just want to let everybody know that's in this group that he is a gem in this world to me. And I will lose it if anything ever happens to him, man. So I just want to give a shout out to my dog, my brother, my little cousin, Aaron Percy Aloysius Hill.
Don't put this full government out there.
Look, the good thing is he give me a new government every year. So this year I'm Percy. I always been Aloysius. Appreciate you, family. Definitely. And to the fam here, much love and much respect. Want to say hello to Clarissa, Missy, Etta Fly. I still got to get your sweet potatoes. Every time I see you, I keep remembering, like, God damn it, I got so many things on my plate, I can't even remember to send her a DM to get my damn sweet potato pie. Shit, I'll get it one day. Maria, it's always so good to see you, Maria. And thanks for the double dip yesterday, hanging out over here on FB. Also want to say good morning to Sanahata Amashandra. Oh my goodness, the sound therapy session this morning. Let's get it. And so if you'd like to come to the stage, of course, the only goal initially is to say, hey, then of course, you know what that means. We're coming up shortly on the segment with Sherry, coming up close to the 9 o'clock hour. And so I'm looking forward to that. We got some great things planned for today. Fridays is always Wild Card Fridays. Yes, yes. And so on that tip, everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning to Maria. Good morning, Maria. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Maria. Good morning. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing fantastic.
Yes. If it was any other way, it'd be uncivilized. No, Maria, I'm happy to hear that.
Oh my goodness. And I really noticed that, you know, it has a lot to do with the way that I wake up. Like having a morning routine is a game changer.
Yes.
And I have spiritual practices that I do every morning.
Right.
About an hour.
Right.
And it just leaves me in a space of harmony and peace and
yes.
grounded.
Yes.
And that really is extremely powerful.
Let me tell you how I can relate, Maria. How much I can relate. Check this out. I can relate so much about those morning practices that my morning practices are, self-care, so that after that I'm feeling good, my stress level is down and all those kind of things. If I miss my morning practice, which brings my stress level down, I need another practice to relieve me from the anger of missing my practice. I mean, and I say that just to say I cherish my morning routine so much. Like this morning, for the past 2 or 3 mornings, I've been missing my morning meditation and my morning stretching before I start this morning show. And, it's just life, having to take care of things last minute, blah, blah, blah. And so, but I've been because it is so refreshing. It so allows me to start my day off in the most beautiful way. And I'm already a calm and peaceful person, but that just relieves anything that I just didn't even know that was there, that was under the surface and the whole 9. So when I say I understand you on those morning healthy habits, I understand you, Maria. OMG.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing
yes.
that one thing can truly make in our lives.
Right.
Because it's like the starting point of your day.
Yes, it really is. Do you find is this a new season for you in your life? Have you always been this person to have that kind of, morning routine to get yourself going? What's your relationship with this as far as time? I want to tell you mine, but I'm curious. Okay. What's yours?
Great question.
Yeah.
So, once upon a time,
mm-hmm.
I never had a morning routine other than getting up and rushing to make breakfast to get the girls to school.
Right.
And rushing to my office to do my business.
Right.
And then once I went 5 years ago, no, it's going to be 6 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Once I started really diving into self-development and I really started shifting my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
that's when that became a thing for me.
Right.
And at first it wasn't consistent. And over the years, I've shifted it.
Right.
So I shift my morning routine according to what aligns with my soul and what's going to actually nurture me.
Yes.
And before, why it wasn't working as well is because I was trying to do it the way that experts said that it was going to be fantastic for me. You know, you have
Speak
to get
about
up
it.
and you have to do because that's what's going to make me be productive and happy and good in my life. And then as I went through the process, it was like, no,
right.
I have to find my own way and adopt the things that actually nurture me, the things that actually ground me, the things that actually fulfill my soul and have me energized.
So Maria, you're going to owe me a phone after this experience, because I'm going to break my mute button with how much I'm clapping, because I could not agree with you more.
There were times where what worked for me was to get up at 5. I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And by 5:30, my trainer was knocking on my door and we were doing a wicked training. Like he used to really have me sweat. And that used to work for me. And I used to have a lot of energy. And then different cycles happen. Like right now, there's no way I'm getting up at 5.
Right.
I have my 3-month-old granddaughter, and I'm helping my daughter as well. Like we're all taking turns, we're all contributing. You know, she does like 90% of the work, but we're all contributing with this beautiful new life. And so there's times that my routine now, it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I feel no guilt, no shame, no nothing.
Right.
I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and then I start doing my practices.
Yes.
And that's what works for me right now. So listening to our bodies and listening to the environment around us to really mold our routines to what really works and it's powerful for us. It makes a huge difference.
It really does, Maria. You know, when I think, first of all, again, like I said, I might have to get a new iPhone after this, because the right side of my screen is looking a little fragile right now from how many times and how hard I was hitting my mute button clapping for you. I could not agree more. This is the thing I appreciate so much about what you're saying. Mutability, like being mutable, being able to address life in the moment, address life for the season that you're in at that point, address life for the time period, address life for what is realistic and what makes sense during that time. There's nothing worse that you can do to yourself than stressing yourself out trying to do something that doesn't work for the current time in life. One of the biggest things that I've been talking about over 2020 and coming through it was at the end, I was like, telling everyone the way that I got through this year was allowing for myself to be a living palm tree, allowing for myself to bend with the changing winds, because bending keeps you from breaking. And so what that meant was, it was like, okay, not only have my patterns changed as far as the things that I've been doing and where I would usually spend my time and jobs and works and all these kind of different things, but also the patterns of those places and of other people that I would connect with, those patterns have changed. All the patterns, we're all like, the slate is wiped clean. It's just what these kind of things do to you. I call it regridding is where we are right now, And so during that process, when a wave is coming, like, you can't stand there and just be like, oh, I'm going to stand strong. No, your ass is going to get washed over. You got to find a way to grab your surfboard so that you can flow with it and ride it and work with it and see what makes sense during that time and in that way. And so I love the self-awareness that you have. I love the interoception that you have, the ability to listen to your body and that kind of thing. And it's just something I can't talk about enough. But that's why I connect with it, because it's the same thing for me. And so that's and then the serendipity and the intention. This is how you all meet. This is how we're literally in this app today, because I was like, okay, now what works for me is that I'm coming out of 2020, coming into 2021. Time, I'm starting to now be able to restructure. It's time to pick some things up, time to start moving forward. And I was like, here's one anchor right here, just one little anchor that'll work for me. It'll be double duty. I want to get up early anyway, get back to my early mornings and my healthy habits before that, and flowing into a morning routine. And I know that there are Marias out there, that there are Caesars out there, that there are Andy Renees and Heathers and JDs and Missies and Clarishas out there that also can value that too in their life, or there's a point of connection within that too. And this literally how we arrive here, because of that, what you're saying, and that example of listening to your body, listening to life, and finding that flow.
Yeah, and just the last thing that I want to say is that, we often share a lot of positivity in the mornings. And what I want to say is that just because I come on here and I share from some of the tools that I use and the knowledge that I've acquired, it doesn't mean that, shit doesn't break down or things don't happen. And I want to very, very distinctly say that there's no such thing as perfection, and it doesn't matter that you've done many years of self-development like I have. We're human beings, and we're gonna F up. And it doesn't mean that now, my environment is so peaceful and nothing ever happens. That's not real.
Right.
The difference is that having more awareness and actually practicing the tools that we learn in our daily life have us reflect more. And then even when we react and we behave in ways that, have us feeling guilty after, or they just don't work in our lives, we can then self-reflect, and we can then go back to that person and go back to the situation and have powerful conversations, and then have forgiveness happen, and then have new creations created about the way we're going to deal with our relationships or any situation in our lives. So I really wanted to inject that because there isn't a place to get to that's, perfect, and now nothing negative or nothing shows up that will have us get off track.
That's it, because
that's not true.
That's not the life we know.
I get off track all the time.
That's it. It's normal.
I jump back in.
Yes.
Now
there's a statement. I love it, Maria. There's a statement that is not about how many times you get knocked down or you fall down, but it's how many times you get up. What this thing that we know about life is that it has those ups and those downs, those ins and those outs, those lefts and those rights. And the thing I love about it is that's just what it is. Life is that roller coaster. You're either going to decide to ride that ride, which are like clamored up in fear, or you're going to hold your hands up and scream in exhilaration and just take the twists and turns for what it be and let it flow. We let it flow. We let it flow. We let it flow like this. We let it flow like this. See life, we let it flow like this. It's life, we let it flow like we let it flow like this. Why? Cause we the light like this. We let it flow like this. Yes, check this out, Maria, 98. See, every day around my way, it's just like any other day. The way I move, love, yesterday's the way I move my day. It shows me the way to walk the narrow path, and yeah, the jealous laugh, but we moving through the battle fast. So can I get that rim shot? Hey, it's all about the song you sing and what you say. This lyricist is gone with the when I keep that hope, when all of this is gone in the end, right? And ever since the music got me open-eyed, knowing that my true colors were showing, flowing, unbelievable. These lyrics, they passing through my blood, and if you know the world needs more love, then put your mute buttons on. Let your problems flow like, understand, we gotta make the most, right? Up close, I realize there's more to life than meets the eye. These cars and clothes we idolize, they never could reach the sky. You looking down on others because of what you got, but why? What you gonna do when on those things you can't rely? I can't deny I need love in my life to survive. Before you criticize, you gotta walk the fine line. We let it flow like this. We let it flow like this. We let it flow. Maria, we let it flow like this. You gotta be mutable like that, Maria. You have to be able to flow. And I so appreciate you for bringing that point forward. Yes, Maria. Maria, it's always good to hang out with you. Always good to hear your voice. And look, Maria, you were double dipping over on FB Live yesterday. You made me so happy. I appreciated that.
Yeah. I had such a, I've been having long days and very early mornings. I've been working on my program that I'm rolling out on March 8th.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh, they're here. So awesome. And at night, you were, I think, on the piano or something. And
I was on the piano. In fact, I'm going to be on the piano during this show in a few. In fact, because it's Music Feature Fridays. It's the first. And
just before I go, I just want to say you have to have fun in life too. Last night, I swear to God, my daughters had me laughing for a good hour and a half. So these two, what they did is they created this whole skit about how I behave, and they went they made fun of me. And it was hilarious.
Love it.
And they're so funny and creative.
Yes.
And they all the things all my mannerisms, all the things that I say, they made fun of my spiritual practices.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God. You gotta record that someday when they're doing that, because that's great. Look, let me tell you, that laughter is so needed. It's the one reason why, as serious as this show is, as far as why I'm doing it and what my bottom line is, it's the reason why when I describe it, I say join me and the AP family for some great laughs, some greater conversations, and even greater affirmations. And it's just for that reason. Laughter is a defragmenter, and it's one of the best forms of accountability you can have to yourself and to having a good quality of life. Maria, kiss those beautiful kids for me and everybody. Let's open up our microphones and say a huge good morning again to our good friend, Maria Diaz. Have a great day, Maria. Yes.
Thank you. I love you all.
Love you too, Maria. Always good. Yes, we are here. And it is 9:12. Want to do a quick reset of the room to all the lights in the room. The lights. I see you, Missy. Missy says, yo, hashtag we let it flow like this. So this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share with you all that original song. That was me as a 17-year-old hip hop producer and rapper. And that song, Let It Flow, happened to be our hit. It's still the thing that everybody talks about to this day. They're like, yo, remember that tune, Let It Flow? We had not only the whole neighborhood rocking with it, we had our school rocking with it. Like I was telling y'all yesterday, when I shut down the assembly and the crowd went wild. It was crazy. It was bananas. I'm still to this day damn, that really happened. And the school teachers and principals and everybody supported our music. So I'm going to share that today on FB Live. Look out for that. Not FB Live, on my FB page. At Aaron Hill TV. If you're hanging with me right now, hello. And so on that tip, I also want to say good morning to Ashley T. Meyer, Etta Fly, of course, Andy Renee, Clarissa, Missy, Ken, JD, everybody, we hanging out here. And if you'd like to come up to the stage, by all means, throw up a wave. And if you'd like to just hang out in the background, let this be your background radio show, then by all means, let it flow. So everybody on that tip, let's open up our microphones and let's say huge good morning to our good friend JD. Good morning, JD.
Good morning.
Good morning,
JD. JD, what it be like?
What's happening, JD? How you feeling today?
Good morning. I'm good. It's a nice spot. So
you said it's a nice what? I'm sorry, your phone.
Foggy.
Oh, got you.
Foggy day in Atlanta. So I'm just trying to find some sunshine So yeah, it's gonna be bad weather all weekend. So
okay, look, I'm glad you said that. Actually, while we're talking, I'm supposed to be doing. I have so many tasks. I'm supposed to be putting up this Instagram post, this other thing. While we're talking, because every time someone says something, it's a thing that goes off in my mind. Like, oh my gosh, I wrote something about that. So I'm gonna find it, but it deals with our clouds and sun relationship. Can't wait to read it to you, because what I'm thinking about is it's a foggy day, but it's almost like it's like the same sunshine, but you just find it in a different way. You know?
Yeah. I can't find physical sunshine today. There's no need to go outside because I'll step outside and maybe just walk to the mailbox and get in my car and drive somewhere just to get some sunlight. Right. But there's none of that today, so I gotta find sunshine somewhere else. Within.
Oh, and that's the thing that's so cool. So check this out, right? So you think about the fog when you can't see around you, especially if you're in a real thick fog, then it's immediately a lesson in trusting the process and going within immediately, because like you can't see but so far, so you have to trust in a different way. You got to trust, you got to move, you got to accept if you move through that fog and like you realize something's right there in front of you, because you just don't know. And then you also got to trust yourself internally that you can keep moving forward, y'all. Let's get it. Yeah. Just saying. Yeah, JD. So foggy day, sunshine in a different way, right?
Yeah. I like that. It rhymes. That's why you're the musician. It rhymes. It makes sense.
It's so good to catch up with you. Oh man. We've been chopping it up here about everything from cigar culture to healthy habits. Like, you just never know what you're going to encounter on the AP morning show.
Yeah, I know. I heard Maria talking about, just shifting in, like, your routine and just doing what your body wants. And that's something I've learned throughout the, past 2 years. Like, it's just, I can't do everything all the time. And I'm learning that this year, like, everything can't happen all the time. Like, my routine might have to change because of whatever's going on or whatever, like, my body needs from me, and just enjoying that moment. And I think so far in 2021, I was going to say 2020. Ooh, 2021.
I know, right? Look, the confetti, I promise you, somewhere, some piece of confetti just hit the ground when I said that. Like, I'm like, God damn, can we slow down? Damn.
Right? But shoot. It's like, I'm realizing you just gotta enjoy the process.
You do.
Like the final product is great, but I think you said it last week too, and it really stuck with me. Like, you have to enjoy the process. Like, some days you might not have energy. Some months you might not have the energy to do what you want to do, but it's all a part of the process. You can't be productive every single day. That's not realistic. That's not a realistic lifestyle.
Right.
I really resonated with everything that Maria said.
Right. The only realistic lifestyle that's for are people who later are like, I'm burned the fuck out. I'm burned out. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to quit this. I'm ready to slap this person. Like, that's those people. But not when you're trying to live a balanced quality of life, And what I appreciate about this is, look, there's no such thing as doing nothing. Even when you're doing nothing, you're doing something, by all means. Like, when you decide to take a rest, you are being productive because of the fact you are giving your tank what it needs. You're giving it the other side. It's just so interesting, but it makes sense, because when you think about the cultures that we come from, we come from a culture and ways of thinking where it's always about being on the go, where it's always about just going. It's about working and taking pride in working yourself so hard that you're like, I can't do anything but just, girl, I work so hard, man. It's like, but we're realizing now more that is not the way. That doesn't drive you to the highest quality of life. And for some people, the only reason why their life was like that because it was forced. It was forced labor and different time periods. So we're now developing a new relationship with the productivity of not doing shit or resting or giving ourselves what we need, like laughs and other things in between, right?
Yes, I love it. I really love it. I really love that I'm in this with Clubhouse.
Yes.
Because I'm learning so much. Every day, just even not every day or every other day that I'm even hopping in this room or just hopping on the app. Like,
right.
I'm learning so much about life and just hearing everybody's different experiences and just a whole plethora of different things. Like, I love it so much, and I'm so grateful for this, especially this room.
That's what I was gonna say. I was just about to say. This is like one of those. And so, tell everybody, what's your favorite morning show? Like the 8-Bit Morning Show. Like that's what it was. Yo, I swear. Again, like this is why. Again, in flow, and then like what Maria was saying. Literally, if you told me 3 months ago opportunity over obligation. Perspective is everything. Like, it's amazing to me how, and as much as I deal with it every day in so many different ways with myself and with other people, it's amazing how it literally is just a matter of what glasses, what lens are you looking through? Because it's the same shit in front of you. You just choose to look at it in a different way, or you just wind up being invited to or being open to looking at it a bit differently from the way you may have looked at it before, or looking at it through optimism and through optimistic lenses as opposed to pessimistic. It's really so fascinating. It's why I'm so fascinated with psychology and psychotherapy and how we think. I put it on my newsfeed yesterday. In fact, you all will see it as my first Instagram post. It says, I'm studying psychotherapy, not to be a professional psychotherapist. I'm actually in school for it to become a professional empath. And I'm already an empath. So
look, again, appreciate the room, bro.
Yes,
got a bunch
sir.
of work I'm trying to knock down. I just always like to stop, and I feel like this is the break room every morning.
Right.
I'm catching everybody before we start our day.
I love it, bro.
Looking for these little avatars. It's kind of like, okay, everybody's here.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Keep it moving.
Yes, yes. Oh, man, bro. Thanks so much, bro. And speaking of keep it moving, bro, as you're keeping it moving today, just know that your brother's got you in his heart, man. We're here. We're moving forward, bro. And
Same here, man. Appreciate you.
You too, man. You too. Thanks for hanging out in the break room near the vending machine.
Right.
That's where some of my best conversations used to happen. That's funny too. I need to do a room one day called that. It's just going to be called the break room. And because there's so many conversations I've had. I think about my last job. I was working in auto parts. And I think about the things that I learned in the break room. Like, one of the things I learned from Tom was that you could put pepper and salt and pepper on grits, because I grew up with a country ass dad who ain't even from the country, but he put sugar and cheese in his grits, and that's all I knew.
That's the only way you're supposed to eat grits.
Let me hold on. Where's the report troll button? I was fucking with you, bro. Yo, let me tell you something. I told Sanahata Amachandra, I told her a couple weeks back when we had this, like, grits came up in combo, and I was like, oh my gosh, somebody please do the grits, sugar or salt room, like just for the fun, for the banter, for the, So I guess I'm going to be the one to do it, because I'm telling you, that's a fun conversation right there. Because, yeah, some people are like, what? They're ready to smack me when I tell them that we ate it with sugar. They're like, sugar, did you disrespected the grits like that? You motherfucker, And I'm like, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't know until I was 19 with Tom in the damn break room when Tom was like, hey, what you doing there? And I was like, what you think I'm doing? What you doing, motherfucker? Like you come at me like that about my damn grits? What you doing? And he's like, well, pepper, man. I'm like, nah, sugar, motherfucker. And we had the whole conversation. And so whether it was that or whether it was learning about empathy, because at 15, no, I wasn't 15 at this time. This was okay. So I'm 21. I'm in the break room and I'm realizing I love coffee. I enjoy the taste of it. But I didn't enjoy the taste of making a pot for everybody else. And they were like, son, are you going to show some empathy and etiquette there? So I learned so much in the break room. So look out for that room one day. Yes. But as always, Ken, enjoy your day, bro. And as we keep this thing going, we get ready to jump into this segment with Sherry. And usually this would be around the 9 o'clock hour. But as you see, me being a blabbermouth, having fun with my peeps, here we are at 9:30. So everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say good morning to Sherry. Good morning,
Hey,
Sherry. Good morning.
Good morning, Sherry.
Morning. Hey, Sherry, would it be like?
What's good?
Yes, Sherry. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
All right.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. So what I'm trying to figure out, out of everybody, Caesar mentioned it the other day, and in this way. But out of everybody, you have the calmest morning voice I have ever heard in my entire long-legged life.
I mean, I guess I never thought about it as, it's my voice. So,
right.
All right. Thank you. I accept it.
Oh, man. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. Chilling like a villain over here.
Right.
Trying to make a plan on how I'm going to take over the world.
Yes. That pinky in the brain moment.
Yes. What are we going to do today, brain?
As I'm saying, and take over the world. Yes. So taking over the world, we've been doing a number of things together, even this week with our hot seat on Wednesday. We did the chop up here on Tuesday about the updates, Clubhouse, and all that good stuff. We always have our etiquette moments about Clubhouse using this app and all these kind of things. But Friday has become one of my new favorite days because it's Wild Card Fridays.
It is.
And so what that means for everybody here in the front and in the back is in this segment with Sherry, Wild Card Fridays is literally what the hell ever is on Sherry's mind, whatever she's dealing with, whether it's like some show she watched that was bananas and silly and stupid, or just
the things I can talk about publicly.
There you go. Okay,
so wait, before I go down this rabbit hole, I want to share with you from Wednesday's hot seat. I received a DM today from Keisha, who was on the hot seat with us. And
Word.
She says, thank you. Yeah, I want to read this to you. I told her that I would share it with you. She says, thank you. It was an eye-opener for me. I took action immediately and went through voice memos and created an audio and shared it. And I'm going to get through the others and make more over the next few days. It was so helpful. Thank you.
Man.
So, there you go.
That's priceless there.
People. I'm excited about that.
That is priceless there. I tell you, that is priceless. I live for that moment. I really live for that moment. And so, yeah, we were with Keisha on Wednesday for our weekly hot seat we do here on Clubhouse every Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m., where we help you with whatever you need help with your brand, your product, your service, getting your message, documenting it, legacy, the whole nine. We are creative brand strategists. And so we help people in that way. So great testimonial. Thanks for that, Sherry. Yes.
Thank you.
So what is on your mind? Again, I'm always fascinated by this because it could be anything. You could be like, so yeah. Okay. What's on your mind?
Just kind of living it up. Looking forward to the weekend. Next week, I am taking a break, and I'm going to be really diving into just getting some stuff done. There's a room in Clubhouse that I also like to visit where they start every day just around affirmations, right?
Right.
So, yeah. And so one of the things that I got out of it yesterday, they were talking about the value of rest. And I came in when Maria and JD were talking about, you can't be productive every day, all day. Well, unfortunately, I am that type A personality. So when you were like, yeah, you just got to sit down, that's a learned thing. And that's not who you are. All I'm saying is, can we start grouping the word rest and the activities under productivity too, is all I'm saying. Yes. That's my thing. So that's what they were talking about in the other room. Right. And it was so, one day you fussed at me because I was like, I didn't get anything done. And I'm all upset. And you're like, congratulations, Sherry, in this completely calm voice. And I'm like, what the hell? And you're like, yeah, you needed the break. And so I need those reminders. So thank you everybody in the room who also talks about breaks and reminders, because if that's not how your brain functions, rest is a foreign word. And one of the things that they were saying, the point of what I was trying to get to, I know I'm rambling. Oh no, you good. That's me. You know me. I knock you off. I always knock everybody off there. So anyway, what they were suggesting is that even if you only find 15 minutes in the middle of your workday,
right,
on your lunch break, whatever it's going to be, to rest. And so several people were talking about how, like, one person said they took like a 30-minute power nap.
right.
Somebody else said that she works from home, so she never goes in her bedroom while she's, doing the workday. But she went and got in bed yesterday for 15 minutes and just laid there and she read part of a book and just chilled out.
Right.
So I'm learning to do that. I'm going to do that next week. And so there you go. I'm learning to rest. Who knew that was a skill?
Right. I know, right? Rest is one of those things where, again, it's like, all we got to do, this is what I love about metaphor and imagination. If you imagine a car has all this ability to drive. Now, continue to drive that car and call it productivity. Continue to drive it, call it productivity. Continue to drive it, call it productivity. Don't ever pull over for gas, though. Ever. Just keep driving it and keep calling it productivity. And you get what I'm saying, you'll have no car driving any goddamn where because you're not putting fuel in it. And so part of the success, part of the productivity of driving a car and using it for all the things that we use it for is that you use it to travel to your next opportunity to get paid. You use it to travel to your next opportunity to make a connection. You use it to travel to your next opportunity to stop at the damn gas station to get some gas. It's all a part of the productivity of driving a car. And so it is important to remember the same thing with our bodies, because you can't be 110% if you don't give yourself the rest to be that. So rest is productivity too.
Well, I think to add to that, we have to remember to do the things for ourselves that we tell everybody else to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So if you're a giver and I'm a giver, then you give until you have none left.
Right.
And that's something that we have to learn, particularly as givers, is that we don't give until the well is empty. We give until it's at least maybe half empty, and then we refill. We don't wait until the tank is empty, because by the time the tank is empty, it's too late and you're burned out.
That's it. And you can serve no one if you're burned out. Yes. And so that's why we promote that here. We promote all kinds of rest, because rest is work too when you're talking about it being productivity. Because here's to me the highest level of productivity. It links to quality of life. When I say am I productive, what I'm saying is, am I producing? You take, productivity, product, produce. Am I producing? What am I trying to produce? Am I producing the best quality of life and the best experiences that I can have? And so when I think about, am I producing those experiences, that comes in the form of work and rest, because that makes me have a good quality of life. I feel good and rest. Sometimes the best thing to do, like sometimes my best ideas, here we go. Here's another way to look at it. Sometimes my best ideas about the greatest business strategies that I could ever have came from laying in the bed, looking out the window at the fucking sun and relaxing. Sometimes my greatest ideas for new products or new music or new whatever comes from going to the museum and hanging out, just chilling, or just going to the harbor and listening to the water. So
I'm a water kind of girl.
There you go.
And to that effect, so you'll be pleased to know that yesterday at 4:00 in the afternoon, because I had one hell of an afternoon yesterday.
Nice.
I actually decided, you know what, I'm shutting down. I put on a favorite pair of my pajamas. I got a salted caramel cookie from the restaurant next door.
That's life there. That's life in itself.
And I sat there and we watched the Golden Girls, and I played with my favorite pit bull, Pep, the original P.I.M.P.
Yes.
So,
Like that salted caramel cookie alone, like you could have, Oh my gosh, the way
at 4:00 I was in pajamas. By 8:00 I was knocked out sleep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're here, restful and well today. And speaking of which, I love taking this thing to another level because we always learn something every day with you, Sherry. In our uncommon Black History fact of the day, what's on the list today?
So what's happening? Today we honor Benjamin O. Davis Sr. He was the first Black general in the American military. He served for 50 years as a temporary first lieutenant at an all-Black unit during the Spanish-American War. And throughout his service, Mr. Davis was a professor of military science at Tuskegee and Wilberforce. He also served as a commander of the 369th Regiment New York National Guard. And he was special assistant to the Secretary of the Army. When he retired in 1948, you know who oversaw the ceremony?
Who?
President Harry Truman.
So I was gonna actually just say that because I'm reading everybody. This is her first Instagram post. If you get a chance to go there to follow along, Truman. That's crazy.
Yeah, the president shows up for your retirement.
Right.
That's crazy. And in 1948, we gotta remember we were still dealing with segregation. So there you go. But that's a big deal. And Mr. Davis is buried at Arlington National Cemetery, which is a true honor in and of itself. So he died in 1970, so he lived into his 90s. And I think it's pretty dope. So go check out the picture on my Instagram post today.
Wow. That's a monumental life. I mean, I'm looking at his face. I'm looking at this, him in uniform. You could just see he's a dignified person. And then to look at these facts, I mean, to be the first Black general in American military, serving for 50 years. I mean, could you imagine the story? Like, could you imagine just sitting down with him and talking about life or talking about what he's seen, what he know? Oh my gosh. This is now.
I have a special place in my heart, though, when I meet like elders.
Yeah.
I love old people because they have the best stories. Even as a kid, like I loved sitting at my grandparents' house and just talking to them. And
right.
I was probably the only little kid that would rather be in the house talking to my granddad and my grandmom or my great-grandmother than being outside playing if I had a choice between the two.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. So what's going on today on Beating with Sherry? What time, where, and what can we look forward to today?
So today, we actually are live, as always, Monday through Friday at 11:30 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Clubhouse. But today is actually a special day because I'm going to be showing a clip from a documentary called The Loving Story. And The Loving Story changed the history of interracial relationships. And it's a couple out of Virginia, an interracial couple, Black female, white male. And they were banned from getting married. They were actually put out of the state of Virginia for their marriage. And a lot of people don't know their story. Their children and family are still with us. And HBO made a documentary about it, and there's also been films made about it. But I'm going to really share about that and talk about it a little bit. And we'll get more into it on Monday because that will be one of our Black History facts for next week.
That's exciting. Everybody turn your notifications on for Sherry so that way you'll see when that Clubhouse room goes live immediately here in this environment, this ecosystem. And also look at her IG bio if you want to hang out with her live and see the video. Sherry, as always, everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's wish Sherry an amazing day today on purpose. Have a wonderful
Have a good one, Sherry.
Have an amazing day.
Have a good day, everybody.
Have a powerful day, Sherry.
Yes.
Thank you, love.
Yes. Want to do a quick refresh. Want to say huge good morning to everybody that's hanging out here, including we got Mandalise, Sherry, Sanahara, Sharon, Coco, Meyer, Clarissa, Missy, of course. You always know. Where to go to find this flow. And on that tip, everybody, let's keep with the flow and open up our microphones and say good morning to Missy. Good morning, Missy. Good morning.
Good morning.
I say good morning to ya.
Morning.
I say good morning to ya. I say good morning to ya. You remember that Martin Lawrence Raw? Oh my gosh. That used to be my shit.
That was hilarious.
Missy, you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yo, I think that was one of the most classic moments between that and him talking about you looking all almondy and stuff. The water glistening all over your body. Oh my gosh.
It's not, I was talking to my boyfriend a couple days ago, and we kind of kick it and watch Martin every once in a while. He just not, it's certain comedians that just stay the same, like who's just funny. Like you look at Eddie, he could come back out with Coming to America too.
Right.
You got a couple of comedians who are just Will. I'm just gonna put Will out there. It's nothing changed about him, but you saw a shift in Martin. He had some personal things that happened to him during the Martin Lawrence show, and you can just see a shift in him. So when they came out with Bad Boys for Life, although you had to go see it because that was just a part of us, right? That was, 1 and 2 was a part of us. So it's not that you wasn't going to see. You just knew he wasn't going to be the same.
Right.
He's still funny technically, but we talk about shifts, right? And with him talking about Martin, he is just, I will always resort back to Martin Martin. I would always resort back to Kid and Play. When he was with Kid and Play, I'm gonna resort back to certain things that he was in. But he just had a shift, and he just hasn't been the same. But he's still Martin Lawrence. You still want to give him respect.
Oh my goodness, Martin Lawrence for me is like, I just think like that he is. I mean, he's one of my top 5 from the perspective of brand. When I think about how many sayings, how many gestures and sayings Martin did, whether it was "You Go Girl," "Stomping with the Big Dogs," "Plaid-Ow," what else? I mean, the list goes on and on. "You So Crazy."
Even when he was on Def Comedy Jam,
right?
He coined a lot of things. He was the first host, the very, very first host for Def Comedy Jam.
I don't think I knew that. I don't think I remember
the very first host for Def Comedy Jam.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and he. I saw, I was looking, or I can recall, I think they had their 35th, whatever, anniversary a couple of years ago, not too long ago, maybe a year or two, and they talked about it. And they brought the originals from Def Comedy Jam, and and of course Martin, he was the original, like the one and only host, and then it went to Joe Torre and a couple other individuals as well. But yeah, he coined a lot, and you're right, like he set the stage for a lot of comedians, a lot of actors, a lot of people. Yeah, so
100%.
Paying homage to him is like powerful.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I remember when the first show came on, and I just remember the feeling in my family as we gathered around the TV and as we watched those episodes. I mean, it was so relatable. It was fun. It was. I think it was it's one of my favorite times as far as nostalgia. Between that and watching Sanford and Son and stuff like that, I love those kind of shows for that nostalgia. But anywho, Missy, how are you doing today? What else is happening with you?
I'm doing well. Happy Friday to everybody.
Same to you.
I'm slugging just a bit because I got up at God woke me up at like 3:15 in the morning. And I said, okay. So I just went into my meditation mode then. And we was kicking it till probably about an hour and some change. Me and God was kicking it. I love it. I was just flowing and rolling. So if y'all spirits was moving while y'all were sleeping, it's a reason. Because I was praying for everybody. Everybody was getting prayed up. Man. Yes,
that's so beautiful.
Yes, and that's real. So I'm gonna lay back down and probably went to bed till about 4:45. I said I need to get some rest because I got some things to do, some work to do, and I don't
So just really, I got up and popped on here, but I was still in the B, and that's first for me. I'm always up and moving, doing something, but
yes.
Doing some things. So got some things in the what the old school people say, got some things in the pot.
Right.
Right.
Some things brewing, some things cooking on that stove. I feel you on that. I love the fact that how your morning started, because it continues to echo what we've been talking about here. It continues to echo what Maria was mentioning about healthy habits and just that morning routine and flow. And, I could, talk about it in my own life. And it just continues to be echoed here. The way that you start your day, the way that you, especially during these times. And that's what I like. Many people are finding their way to that kind of self-care even more deeply. Their meditation time is meaning more to them, even more now. Their stretching time, their time to listen to a morning show, to decompress and just relax. It's us feeding ourselves in that way. And I was even talking to my daughter about it, who's, she's 13. And that's why I love it, because I'm like, everybody can relate to. I was talking to her about it. I'm like, yeah, the reason why you feel like you're in this conundrum and this continuum is because if you're rolling out of bed at 7:55 to get on the 8 o'clock Zoom school call, you are not doing yourself a favor at all, just because it's that convenient for you to do that. And we started talking about healthy habits. We talked about her getting up in the morning and preparing herself and just doing the different things that bring her to life or settles her or de-stresses, And so it's so important, It's so important.
Yeah, that's facts. Total facts.
Yeah. Has this been something for you, Missy? I was asking Maria earlier, when you think about this kind of, ritual that you had this morning, is this something that you have been doing already for a while and you're getting back to now? Or is this something you just discovered in your life and you just started doing this? The way that you move in the morning and the way that it unfolded this morning for you.
That's actually a great question. I've always been a person, to know and be in a space of when I get up, just be with myself and meditate and pray. I've always been that type of person.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't consistent, and that's real, right? I share with everyone, my clients, my students, please get with yourself before you pick up the phone, before you do this and the third. Come to yourself, whatever that looks like, right? It looks different for everybody, as long as you are gathering your thoughts into yourself.
Right.
Well, I wasn't, in true transparency, of course, I wasn't consistent about that because, I have a 10-year-old daughter, which will be 11 this year, just kind of moving and shaking, and the morning will get past you. That's reality.
Right.
I'm going to tell you when it hit me consistently is when we went, I did my coaching at Wilmington University, and my career coaching at Wilmington University in Wilmington, Delaware. And that's, the pandemic hit us. And we had to transition virtually, right? So everybody, pretty much, a few of you know my story, a few of you don't. I had gotten displaced as a result. And it hit me, right? So I had to go into a physical, I really had to transition fast because I'm not only, for myself and doing things, personally. I have a daughter to raise, and I had clients and students to build. So I really didn't have a space. And this is me, I gave myself space to be like, oh my God, I'm mad, I'm upset, went through all the emotions, but I didn't have time or the space to stay there.
Right. You didn't have time to dwell.
No, I didn't.
Because it didn't serve you. And that it's interesting because Ken and I, we were all here. Ken brought up something that brought up this whole perspective thing. And then I was like, isn't it interesting how it just depends on the lens you're looking through? And that's a moment like that when your need to drive is more significant. Drive forward is more significant than dwelling. Your need to drive is more significant than dwelling. It's interesting.
Absolutely. That's powerful. So I just went, I went into a mode, an instant mode, and it just happened to be around Ramadan.
So I took Ramadan. I took the opportunity to really like dive in and enjoy the presence of God through Ramadan. So I did fasting, right? So I went through my fasting phase. So you asked me a question, and so I've been driving that ever since, right? It's so important. That just set me back on a schedule, if you will, of getting up, early. The word talks about, he got up early, and you just, when you get up early, whatever that early looks like to you, it your mind, like you should, it begins to create a space of center, of self, of, reflection. It's silence in the morning. It really is. And it should give you a space in a time to just, to come to yourself and just meditate and just, whatever that looks like. So it put me back on a schedule, back on a space of journaling and all of that goodness in the morning, whatever that looked like. I had to do some yoga for some students around that time because they were, that broke them.
Let me ask you a question, Missy. Do you like gospel music?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I got a treat for you. And it's around morning by morning, new mercies I see. Right?
Oh yeah,
great. Right?
Great is that faithfulness.
When you get a chance, right? And this is for anybody else here too, if you want to hear this. This is my gift to you. So when you get a chance, in my bio, that first line in my bio, it says owner of Fruition Music. If you either go to Google or if you go to YouTube and type in Fruition Music, Great is Thy Faithfulness, I think that it'll be something that'll touch you. It's me, and it's me playing that song and producing it. I've made tracks for it and all kinds of things. But I did it on a project that I had called Hymns Volume 1. And check that out if you get a chance. And I'd love to see what you think.
Yeah, that thing right there. I mean, the whole thing. That's where I began singing, was in church. I mean, for a lot of us, that's where we began. But that is definitely one of my favorite hymns. One of my favorite hymns of all time. The words speak so strong and powerful. So I will do that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I would love to know if it resonates with you, if it touches you. That. You're welcome. As always, see, it is great to talk to you, great to hang out with you, and always great to have your consciousness and your energy in this space. Hope you have. Yes. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm Missy on an absolutely amazing day today. On purpose. Yes.
Thank you. Bless up, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Yes.
Thank you for that prayer energy. I needed to get out of bed this morning. I was tired.
Yes.
Great day.
Thank you, Coco. Thank you, love.
Talking.
Yep, I saw it pop up. Love you.
Yes.
Love you too, Jonah. Okay.
So good. Oh man, so good. And so we continue to be here in accountability with each other. And for at least the next 28 minutes, we're going to continue to do that. I'm looking for this post that I put up, and it was around dwelling. It was around the concept of dwelling. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And one quote that I wrote is just, dwelling is the foundation for not doing. And also, sometimes we turn something painful into suffering by dwelling and ruminating. This is a reminder that we can have a different experience if we choose. Don't suffer. Let's see if I can play this, see if y'all can hear this. Okay, it won't play it out loud. Yeah, dwelling, though, is the foundation for not doing. And I'm going to repost this on my Facebook page right now, and it's just called Don't Suffer. In fact, I'm going to call it that right now. Don't suffer. And so it's important just to remember that so that you don't dwell. So everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say a good morning to Clarissa. Good morning, Clarissa.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Clarissa. And how was your birthday too?
Good morning. My birthday was awesome. My husband and my parents bought me a drum set.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
So excited. It was the one thing that I wanted. Like, I asked for some other stuff just because people in my life like for me to have a list of things to ask for. But I really, really wanted a drum set.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm having a moment of compersion. Do you know what compersion is, Clarissa?
I don't.
It is over the top joy and happiness for when something happens to someone else and it gives them joy and happiness. Oh my gosh. That is so exciting. First of all, it's double exciting for me because, okay, I'm a musician and I love drums. I love all instruments. In fact, I even taught myself how to play drums oh my goodness. And then on top of that, I didn't know this about you until now. And you got the gift of the drums. Like, yo, this is crazy. I didn't even know you were interested in drums at all.
Yeah, I used to play for like a total about 10 years.
Really?
I haven't owned a drum set since I was a child. I actually got one for my 11th birthday. So I'm really excited to own one again.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I gotta say this too. Now, I have an investment in meeting everyone here, every last person. And I'm always trying to think about, all right, so, where will we meet and that kind of thing. So I don't know if I had already, said like where we would connect or whatever. But even if I did, scratching all that, like immediate, like we have to literally meet at a music store, like, or something like that, or
playground.
Yeah, or like just somewhere, where we can play music immediately together. Like I'm so attached to that. Like I will figure it out. But when we meet, that's how I want to meet you. Like literally immediately, where we just sit down, we just have fun playing music together. Oh my goodness.
For sure.
That's so cool.
It's been a long time. I am really, really, really excited. Like it got delivered yesterday.
Yeah.
And I've just been cheesing ever since.
That is so cool. Let me ask you. You said you played for about 10 years before that, or 10 years. Where were you playing? Were you a drummer in church, or did you play at home?
I was a drummer at church. So the guy who played the drums at my church when I was a kid, when I was a child, he just kind of disappeared. As an adult, I realized that he had come from the halfway house that was across the street from my church, and he had a relapse, so he was just gone. They just didn't give us that context because we were kids. So one Sunday, after our first service, the organist called 2 of my cousins and me over, like, just give it a shot.
Right.
And I went last, and I just immediately got it.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Ah, man.
Like, literally the first time I sat down. And I played for a year without any training.
Oh, man.
Then I ended up taking lessons. I think I was about 8 at the time. And I played till I graduated from high school. And then when I was 25, I actually started going to this white church for a little while.
Right.
And somehow someone told that I knew how to play the drums.
Right.
So then I started playing at a white church. And
so I have a special connection with this. Okay. As you're saying that, and as you're telling me your story, I'm imagining your story, right? And because of the fact that I played in church for, over 10 years, I would see like your story. I've seen like literally, I've been in that. I've been that organist where, you have a kid or you have someone young who comes up and they're like, you could see that they have that interest. Maybe they hang around, you could see that interest there. And then they may even, grab a stick or something and start to hit things, But when you have that person that's like, could I try, and it's fun as a musician who music was first fun for me, purely fun before it became a full-time living. I like marvel and love those moments. I support those moments. So I would tell the kids like, yeah, go ahead, grab it, and every now and then you would run across that kid where as a trained musician, you're like, oh, wow, this kid has it. And it's such a joyful feeling. So I'm like, I'm seeing you and I'm like, that is too cool. And then I'll say this too, drummers that play in church wind up being the musicians that have like the most vast like ability to feel and have soul and that kind of thing, because you grow up in an improvisational environment where you learn structure, but it's very, 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 very much based on personal freedom and spontaneity and feeling out the spirit of the room and these kind of things. Oh man,
intuitively knowing what needs to be changed for a
right
song and like how it's going to affect the flow of service, how it's going to impact the other musicians.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like I when I started playing for the white church, that's when I learned that.
Yeah.
They were a lot more intentional because one of the pastors there, he was a drummer.
Right.
So it was very important to him that the drums not only didn't interrupt the flow of worship, but also enhanced it. So he taught me a lot about like different cadences and things and how they impact the atmosphere of a room.
Oh man, that's so cool.
And like the situation that you're talking about, like with kids, I had a moment like that with one of my little nephews here, and he's actually biologically related to me, but he's my cousin.
Yeah.
But he's a drummer through and through. He's 3 now, but when he was a year old, anytime he could find 2 of anything that were even remotely close to drumsticks, he started drumming. And one time, I was playing some music, so he was drumming to it, and I like grabbed his hands to show him because the way that he would play on the table, I knew that he understands like how the drums work, because he would make the sound of the hi-hat with his mouth.
Right.
And I could tell with it when he was singing, but making the sound of the drum, that he's now playing the bass or he's on the snare. And so when I noticed that, I just put my hand over his hands, and it was a really holy moment.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this gift is in him. Like, he's probably going to be the only one that I let play my drums.
I love it. Oh man, I love this.
Everything, I'll get them their own. But I definitely know what you're talking about. Like, everybody likes to try it out, likes to have fun, but every once in a while, you can tell like where the gift naturally is.
That's it. Let me tell you my deepest example of this. It's in my own personal life, because my son, I took him in when he was 5, or I met him when he was 5, rather, he and his mother, and I would later go on to be his father. And when I met him, the way that I met him was that I was an organist in a church, and I was the hump day, the Wednesday noonday service. And so they wouldn't have a full service. It'd just be an hour, and you would have someone that would sing. So his mother was a soloist, and so she would sing the song, and he would come down with her. He was 5 years old. He would sit on the drums. You could barely see his head over top of the toms, and he couldn't sit totally on the seat. He had to kind of just like stand up almost, just with it on the edge. But the first time I heard him play, when they came up, he was playing complex Latin rhythms, and he had never had a lesson, and he had the biggest smile on his face, the cutest little light bulb head, and he was just happy. And I was like, this kid has it. And from that point on, not only would he grow and go on to be an amazing drummer and musician and producer, but he would learn some things, but that gift was there. And it was one of the most joyful feelings in the world to experience that, and then to continue to experience that as a family, with him. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Well, Clarissa, I'm glad you got your drums. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and give this to you now. You might as well get ready for it. One day I'm gonna be like, Clarissa, I'm trying to hear your drums on the show, like literally put your phone down and just rock out, and we just listening and enjoy you. But congratulations on that set.
Thank you. I'm a practice. My husband has his keyboard, and we are going to be playing and stuff together. I got to get my confidence back up. It's been some years.
All right, here's
right. It'll definitely happen.
Here's the last way I'm going to help you with that. Okay, and it's beautiful. I love this moment of serendipity. Did you hear when I just told Missy to check out my Great Is Thy Faithfulness recording?
I did.
Okay, so this is about to give you motivation. If you go to same thing, if you look up Fruition Music, it's the first thing in my bio. If you look it up and go to that YouTube channel, you're going to see over 2,000 videos there with drums in it. Those drums are me playing key drums on a keyboard based off of learning how to play drums and then applying it to key drums. So playing it literally with my fingers. And I put tracks there for drummers. So those tracks are there minus the drums for you to practice to, and if you even wanted to perform to. And these tracks have been the #1 tracks in the world for gospel to date across the planet. So that's some motivation.
I would definitely check it out. And I just changed my picture.
Okay.
It's one of me playing the drums.
Nice.
And I think this was 2015.
Oh, that's super dope. Oh my goodness. Clarissa, did you just...
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, Clarissa, first of all, like, there's nothing doper to me than women on drums. Like,
right.
The only thing that compares to women on drums is women who play the bass. Like, in my music world, that's the only instrument that I absolutely will have my hands on, because there's something super sexy about a bass, a woman with a bass, and a woman with drums. So I'm so excited for you, for your family, to see you play. And I'm like, yo, if you don't go get your, as my boy, one of my friends is drums, he said, if you don't go get your rocks off daily, I want them to, like, how do we get her these drums? He's always banging on his drums. I want you to get
he got to be sick of it.
Let him be sick of you. Like, let him know that was the best birthday gift ever. You're going to retire the heads. Retire the heads. Retire the heads.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is fun. And again, I always like learning new things, and I had no idea. That was such a gift to me today. Yeah, Clarissa, check out Fruition Music on YouTube. I put hundreds and hundreds of drum play along tracks there for drummers. You'll also see other drummers even on the channel as well. And like I said, you'll be able to just play to those, and I created them just for this situation. So, oh my goodness.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I can't wait to hear what you think. And we'll catch up soon. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning of affirmation to Clarissa on an amazing day today. Have a great one, Clarissa.
Have a great
day.
What an amazing day.
Whew. Oh my goodness. Brother Meyer. Yes. Oh man, doing well here. 10:26, and we are keeping this thing going. Everybody, I want to also say hello again to my Facebook peeps. I have no idea why my microphone keeps muting over here. It's some message that keeps popping up, but it goes away so fast I can't even see it. So sorry if you missed some of this good combo, but that's why you gotta. In fact, maybe that was my computer trying to actually work on my behalf, so that the people would be like, you know what, I just gotta get a damn phone. I just gotta come over here, see what this Clubhouse thing is, but I just gotta be right there in the mix. Well, you should, because as you can see, the peeps, we're hanging out, chopping it up, having a good time. And that's what it always is. But we get the opportunity to do that in real time and not have to respond to comments where you got to figure out, I wonder what context this person was saying this in, or that it takes too damn long to reply back. And so I want to refresh the room. I want to say good morning to Chameleon, Auntie G, Truth for Life, and Sherry. If any of you like to come up to the stage, by all means, you can throw up a wave. And if not, you just want to hang out, thank you for, as always, making this your favorite morning show. And so, everybody, let's open up our microphones. Also want to say good morning to Devon, too. Welcome to Clubhouse. Got your party hat. And everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's say a huge good morning to Coco, Lorraine, Vera. Coco.
Good morning, Coco. Good morning, Coco.
Good morning. Good morning, Coco. It's another morning. Friday.
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Getting ready for that weekend. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How are you doing this morning? How are you feeling?
I'm not feeling good health-wise.
Yes.
I am, not doing so great today. This has been a hard week. So I'm glad it's Friday.
Definitely feel you on that.
Mm-hmm. I'll sleep all weekend.
That's what I was just about to say. Well, in other words, you get to actually continue on with Maria's thought. We've been chopping it up in here about resting and about how that is productivity to such a deep level. And and just what it means to drive the car. Don't put in gas. Keep driving the car. Don't put in gas. Before you know it, you have no car going nowhere. So being able to, allow yourself to rest, relax, take it easy, and just allow the season to be what it is just so important. So I'm thank God it's Friday. TGIF.
Yes, and we have a long weekend this weekend. Thankfully, Monday is what we call Family Day here in Canada.
Okay.
And so we have that off.
All right. Well, I'm about to move to Canada just for the weekend, just for the day. Just come back.
Come on over and spend time with us. And Coco, I'm sending you so much healing energy and loving energy. I love you.
Thank you, Maria. That's so sweet. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish I could come. That would be amazing if I could come over to America for the weekend.
Well, actually, I was saying I want to come to Canada for the weekend just so I can have that day off, that extra day off.
Yeah.
But I feel you.
Know. Yeah. Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
All right.
Literally, oh,
Canada. You right? You say the whole tone should even be different. It shouldn't be oh Canada. It should be
oh Canada. That's what our anthem is. Oh Canada.
Right. Yo, yeah. I think they've been saying it wrong this whole time. They've been not realizing what the tone really is. Yeah.
No. The only note that's different is the
building is there's this whole process of like, you gotta, my girlfriend years ago told me that you're only as good as your last prayer. And this is not to take us into some other place, but it's like, if you could call in and be protected before you walk out into the world, why not take your vitamin, take the shot before you need it. Not recommending the shot to anybody, but take it before you need it. And then allow yourself to be prepared when you greet it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because it continues to echo what we've been saying here this morning about the yin and the yang of what it means to live a productive life, live a high quality experience. It's knowing and remembering both sides of the coin. You got to give yourself all these different things in order for it to all contribute together to that journey forward. And I love it. And I love how we keep echoing it here in so many various ways. That was so on point. So on point. This is great. Sanahata, Amachandra, want you to have an amazing, amazing day today. And everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm Sanahata on an amazing day today on purpose. Have a great, 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 great morning.
Have a great day. Have a great day. You have a beautiful voice. Doesn't she though?
Singing with the
sorry, what's that favorite song of mine that you sing? I keep forgetting the title and I keep forgetting to ask you. It's one of those ones, I don't know, you sang so many, but I love it so much and I heard it one time and I don't know what it's called or what the name of it is, so maybe you can't tell me. Never mind.
The favorite song that I sang one time that you don't remember, and I sang a lot of songs that I don't know. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna tune in. I gotta go sort through, and I'll bring it to you.
You don't know which one? You don't remember which one it is? Because I don't.
Is it Here's to Life? Is it I Wrote a Letter to Myself? I'm thinking it might be one of those two.
Might have been the one that wrote a letter. I don't know. I can't remember, but it was great. I love it. I want to hear it again right now. So if you could just find it and figure it out now.
OMG. That is, look, I tell you. And speaking of which, great moment, great segue. See, that's why I love the serendipity plus intention. If you go to, oh man, I wish I don't have it up on Instagram yet because that would be right away. It's on my Facebook page. It's on YouTube. If you go to my Facebook page, right under this radio show, you will see a video that says Love and Light. It's myself, Sanahata Amachandra, and it is the Love and Light album recording that we did. And we did a video recently to promote it and to spread this love and light. And it shows us in the studio. It shows us doing what we do musically and just the vibes. There's a few songs you'll hear in there. What a Wonderful World, On My Way, which is my original tune. I'm Sending Love, Alma's tune. You're just going to hear some amazing things. And it's us talking about this project. And here's why it's so significant. Because if you watch that video and you go ahead and pre-order the album, your name is going to be in our credits. And so you are a part of our legacy. You get to make history with us in that way. And so we're bringing all of our friends in. So that way, when you look at the album, it literally says, thank you from Mia. Thank you from, everybody, you get it. So check that out. It's on my Facebook page. I'm also going to upload it today. As soon as we finish here, I'm going to upload it to Instagram. So that way it's there too. So if you need to check back later, but check out the Love and Light video and check out the recording. It's myself on piano, Sanahata Amachandra on vocals, and it is truly magic. And I'm saying that even if I wasn't a part of it, it really was magical. Yes. So on that tip, everybody, let's say, let me refresh the room real quick. Let's say hello to Denise, Bree, Chameleon, Auntie G. And so we also want to say good morning to everybody. Let's open up our microphone. Say good morning again to Sherry. Good morning, Sherry. My friend Sherry Thompson.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for letting me chime in. I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Sherry, I just got to reiterate here again, because this is another one of those testimonial times. It's like, 95% of the people that's in this room are new family, never met them before in life. But new as in right here from this environment, you know. And so I've been fortunate to also for you to be a person, you know, that I've known, but not in this platform. So I'm always excited when my family is coming over from other platforms to join me here. So once again, it's so good to see you and to talk to you here, Sherry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
it's good to hear you. You guys are my morning show instead of the Today Show.
Woo! Yes. Thanks for clapping it up, Coco, because that right there, yes, that makes me feel so good. How have you been, Sherry? How have you been?
Good. I'm an accountant at a federally qualified health center.
Yeah.
So you know how some people get to work from home and be bored or something. So usually, like, the only good thing for us is we kind of get flexible hours now.
Yeah.
To stagger, so you know, like, so you won't be in such close quarters with other people.
Right.
But yeah, so I just been busy.
So you don't turn into
freezing.
the monkey that rips every other monkey's head off. I'm just
exactly.
You know what? That takes me back to our last conversation that we had too. I remember from 5M, and we were talking about how to deal with people and their energy and how to be balanced, how to not let people completely, you know, suck us up and suck our energy up, and, you know, how to be polite and tell people when we got to go and not let them just yank us in conversation, you know. So I remember that conversation.
That was helpful. I do too. That was helpful to me.
I tell you, one of the things that I've learned about that process is that over the years, it's something real simple. And that is when I call a person on the phone, even if I have a mouthful to tell them, I always first try to say, after I say hello to them, is this a good time? Right? Is this a good time? Like, before I just launch into what I'm going to do, is this a good time? Did I catch you at a bad time? And as simple as that is, it's turned out to be such a good practice because it lets other people know that I care about, you know, the balance of their time before me just launching into conversation. And I noticed that from people not doing that to me, you know, just, and I'm an empath. So you know what that meant, Sherry. There'll be a lot of times I'll be in conversation 10, 15, 20 minutes, not saying anything because a person is pouring and I can't help but just want to be there for them. But really, they have actually been dismissive and not realize it. And I needed to stand up for myself and be a bit different, you know?
Definitely. Right.
That's a lesson right there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So other than the temperature here, I think is like -3 or something.
And where is
Nebraska.
Here? Nebraska?
Papillia, Nebraska. Yep.
Wow. So I've never been to Nebraska, and I've even more never been to Papillia, which I don't know how that actually just made sense right now, but I think you know what I'm saying.
That's okay. It's kind of like a little suburb or like right next to it.
Yeah.
But we have the claim to fame of the Malcolm X birth site, which
really?
is also a nonprofit that we trying to keep going. I'm on the board for that. So if you ever come, or any of your listeners, if you get to Nebraska, you got to come to the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation.
I'm so glad you said that, because one of the things that I always like to ask, you know, from time to time, that was another funny one. I always like to ask it from time to time. is I like to ask people where they're from. What's one thing I, you know, need to experience when I get there, you know? And so, boom, you just hit me with a gem right there, because I will be coming specifically to visit you and to visit that memorial.
All right. All right. Cool.
Look, that's one of those things where it's good that I'm a cool person that you can trust, because, like, if you didn't know me, to be like, did you just volunteer? Did you just make it mandatory that you're coming to see me without even asking me? But yeah, I have to see that, because I mean, my mom drew a picture of Malcolm X the other day. Blew my mind, first of all, because I was like, whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna have to repost it on my Facebook page. But Malcolm X is someone who, man, what can you say?
Man, that's awesome. I'll have to send you, or I'll have to put a link. Can I put a link to the nonprofit website in YouTube, in your YouTube video?
Yes, you can put it right in the comment section. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, drop that there, and we can all be able to click on it from there. That is so cool. Sherry, it's good to hear your voice, good to catch up with you. Thank you for letting me know that this is your new favorite morning radio show, and and thank you for your consciousness here as we continue to be in accountability to each other. Much love to you.
You are so welcome, and thank you.
Yes. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm Sherry on an amazing day today on purpose.
Have an awesome day.
One. Yes.
Thank you. Hey, Sherry. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day too. Thanks.
Yes.
Okay.
Good times, y'all. Always good times, y'all. With my peoples on the wall, y'all. I'm actually doing another group picture right now because there's a couple people on stage that weren't there before. I'm excited. Can't wait to put this up in a few on Instagram. And so, yes, we are keeping this thing going. LT, what's happening, LT? What it be, LT? What it be? BLT. LT. What it be? What it be, LT? Don't leave me hanging, LT. So LT's probably on one of those statuses that we'll see real soon. And they actually said they're going to give us some status updates real soon, so that way we can be able to tell where people are in their experiences, if they happen to be there, not there, hanging around. No, it keeps going down. And so as we wait for that, and as we wait on LT, everybody, let's open up our microphones and say a huge good morning to Amber Delia. What's happening, Delia? What's happening, Delia? Hey. So yeah.
I'm going back. See, my timing is really poor because I get inspired by something and I be like, "Ooh!" But then the world moves on. So I just want to go back to Sana Hara.
Yes, go ahead.
One, I really loved when you said that people are music, because that.
Yes.
It kind of. I just wanted to relay that vibe because my kids be on me around that time, so I rarely make your group. But I did catch that vibe in the ether somewhere. So let me share this poem. And you know what? Thank you for pausing the music, because I'm not sure if it would have worked, but it's short. Okay. And it's the vibe of, and you said you're only as good as your last prayer. And I was like, oh, I just wrote a poem this morning. So I was catching that guy. Okay, so
go ahead, you got it. Drop it.
It doesn't have a name. All right. Fifth, speak in tongues. Pronounce the gospel sutra in a word. Namaste. Jesus. E equals MC squared. The sesame is broke wide open. Hot green hatchling, spring and sun salutation. Give praise. Entropic light in gold-inspired ecstasy. Cast spells like nets. Make waves in the whole wide ocean. Give thanks. Take heart. Do work. Amen.
Nice. Y'all can open up your microphones.
Oh, that was just
wow.
That was nice.
That was Sanahara's vibe. I was like, yes, prayer, word, power. I was like, yeah. Well, how did I catch that? So it's really cool when that serendipity happens.
There we go.
So yeah.
Serendipity plus intention, it equals goddamn life. I'll be saying that to my death. Serendipity plus intention equals life. And I just love it. it's a living organism. We're all setting intentions, and that's how these moments, these ping moments happen. Prior to Clubhouse, I had a ping, that was my concept, a ping concept. And that was just when you have, the two pathways, right? If you all watching me on FB Live or YouTube, you see my hands, like you have the two paths, the squiggly lines, right? The squiggly lines. You have the other side, squiggly line. And all of a sudden, you have all these, they go in different directions. And then ping, you have that moment where they two meet up because of all the choices made from all the way back to when they were born, and the serendipity of how other choices by other sentient beings setting intentions, how that unfolded as well. And then here you go, ping, a ping moment. That's what I'm talking about. Delia, that was fire. If y'all believe that was fire, open up your microphones. Y'all can, let's let her know. That was fire. That was fire. Yep. You can open up your microphones. Fire. Tell her. Yes.
Fire. That was fire.
I mean,
wow. That touched my soul. That was so beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes.
And Aaron, you did say that I should post recitations on my Instagram, and I haven't yet. But obviously, this would be a poem that you can't not recite. So that's why I haven't posted it, because I want to take a second to do that black video that you recommended I do like way back.
Yeah. And here's the other thing you could do too. So definitely, and I so appreciate you, especially for us continuing to do this thing together. It's like, so definitely go, continue flowing with that. And then also, because how do we put it? In creative brand strategy, we say no one piece of content is going to reach everybody, right? So one of the number one things you want to do, and this is for everybody, when you do your content, most people think it's counterintuitive, but you should post your content and post different versions of it. And you can post as many different versions as possible, because no matter how good a piece of content is, when you put it out, everybody is not going to see it. The algorithm, number one, is just the serendipity and intention. It's the person who comes into the store, or the person that comes into my gig right after the gig is over. Just right after. It just so happened that they missed it. So no matter how good the gig was, no matter how good the concert was, the moment has moved on. So you want to multiply your content. That's the first thing. Most people think that, oh, why would I do that? That's going to get on people's nerves. No. Let the chips fall where they may. First of all, people who love you, they're going to love it even more. People who you're not their cup of tea, it's fine. You shouldn't be, and they'll go elsewhere. But the people who love you will love you even more, because they're getting more from you. So you always worry about the people who you are their full course meal. Don't worry about the people who you're not their cup of tea. That's the second thing. So Delia, what I'm saying that to say is, in addition to the black video and you reciting it, also put up a nice graphic of your choice. And when I say nice, I mean just something that just expresses you. It could be a star, it could be an abstract background, like whatever it is, and put your writing as the caption. Do both. Yep. Do both. And have fun with that. A lot of my messages are definitely repeaters, and people are like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever, because they didn't see it. So multiply yourself, clone yourself. This is the way we clone ourselves, in a way where I think all of us can be actually for and agree with. It is to create different aspects of your content that are you, and that is spreading your message, so that for years to come, and when you're gone, it's so much content. That's why I have over 2,000 videos on one channel alone, and then countless writings, countless everything. I'm leaving a legacy. So Amber, Delia, definitely do that. Do both. And I'm so proud of you.
Hi, Captain.
Yes. And I'm super, super proud of you, Delia. And we all are together. I'm so glad that you read that poem. And I'm so glad that we can celebrate you. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's celebrate Delia one more time. And let's affirm her on an amazing day today, and continuing to be amazing in releasing and flowing with her creative gift. Yes, Delia, have a great one.
Keep shining bright, sis.
Yes, keep shining.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
And one more, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
I really do need the organic vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I entered a room. I basically stood in line and I took my turn and I shared about the project I'm working on because that's what everyone was doing, which was really great to create a platform and say, everybody, share what you're doing.
Right.
But it wasn't organic, and it came across as like, I was like, this is not for me. But, you know, in the moment where Sandra actually inspired this, you know.
We're kind of losing you a little bit at the end, Delia. Say that last part again. It looks like we're losing you a little bit.
I can just be more myself.
There you go. There you go. There you go. You said I can just be more myself. And it came through at the perfect time. Delia.
What it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. Check this out, right? So I love what you're saying. And even though some of it got broken up, I heard everything you said and I can even put it together. It just, oh my goodness. Coco, this is exactly another duplicate of the exact situation that happened to you the other day, but in a different way. And I love this because it's a repeat. Here's the thing. I love that you said that the thing that I need most is that organic energy. And I love that we could give you that organic energy here. And it was the reason why I wear, in addition to everyone flashing on and off their microphones, I wanted everybody to like literally say something to you that felt the way that they felt behind their microphones, because it is that organic support when you know that you're at home and you know that you're amongst people who get you and who understand you and who can appreciate you and who see your light, you know. And even as Coco experienced the other day, and as I experience all the time, and we all do, sometimes we go into those environments where, and we should, because you want to give everything a try, but we go into environments where we quickly realize like, oh, this is not my place. I'm not like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And at the same time, I'm glad, you know, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, to even, first of all, know where that's taken me and where I want to go and what is significant to me. And then second of all, to just let the chips fall where they may, because you still touch someone, even if it's not for you and even if you never do it again. But I love that you can have that self-awareness, though, to know. And I love that we could have that kind of energy for you to know where your organic is. Yeah. You'll always have that organic.
Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you, Sanahara. My mother sang in a group called Rafiki Nadada. So yes, I knew that song, and I guess I really enjoyed hearing it.
Much love, Amber, and much love for, courage and finding your home.
Yes, yes. Wow. So powerful. This is what it's about, and it's always what it will be about. L-O-V-E. 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 What it will always be about. And is what it will be. LT. What it be? LT. LT is just checking out. So LT is on day 4 of Vegas, right? Day 4. So LT was in the midst of checking out. She just sent me a message like, I'm checking out. Much love, LT. And always good to have you with us. As always, holding it down. Every time I see LT's name now, I immediately think love and truth, right? And I immediately think light and truth. So LT, always good. LT was finishing up some things in Vegas and heading on back home. And so I'm going to read a few final thoughts, and then we're going to say our last for this morning to get ourselves on a day today. LT, what it be? LT, what it be? LT, what it be?
Hey, girl. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm about to get in my car. We leaving now. Like right now.
Like right now. Like not now, but right now. Everybody, let's say good morning to LT.
Now, but right now. I'm walking to my car right now. Dude, my cousin said right now. Ready to go home. We tired. They said they can't walk another block.
Oh man.
Stop through to say hello to y'all. That's about
Good
it.
morning, LT.
Good morning, LT.
I love y'all.
Good morning, LT.
Good morning.
Y'all so brilliant. Oh my God.
Takes one to know one. Takes one to know one.
All right. I love y'all. I love you too. Good seeing you.
Okay, peace out.
You gotta come back soon. I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna come. Where you at? DC? I'm coming to DC. Yeah, I ain't driving to DC. I love y'all. Thank y'all. All right.
See, that's how you know LT has an effect everywhere she go. I'm willing to bet they feel just like us. They don't want to let it go.
They want me to drive to DC. I ain't driving no DC now. I done had another vacation.
Right. 4 days, right?
Vacation.
That was 4 days in Vegas, right? 4 days in Vegas.
Yeah, when I talked to you, what it was Tuesday?
Yeah.
Friday. It's Friday.
Right. At 4 days, 3 nights. You know what I mean?
Listen. And on top of that, all was gifted. I love.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where folks love you and they say, "Hey, we just want you to stay." Mm-hmm. I was gonna leave yesterday. They said, "No, don't leave. We got one more day." I said, "Okay."
See, that's what happens, LT, when you know, I was just saying it right before you popped in, and I was like, LT, every time I look at your name, for me, it stands for love and truth and light and truth and love and tribe and the whole nine. And I'm like, that's the thing about LT. It's just like, hey, when you moving around in that light force being way like you are, like, yo, that's just what it is. Yo, that comes with the territory. Like, your light is shining everywhere you go.
I gotta speak one more hug and my male cousin. Hold on.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know a true empath. Like, cannot let go without making sure everybody is touched by the love. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, he was jumping out the car at the same time I was jumping out because he don't even give me a hug either. I said, he said, drive safe. I'm like, okay. Yeah. This is my family. They live in Arizona. Well, two of them. One of the couples live in Arizona.
Right.
And right before I was getting married, my cousin was going to surprise me at the wedding.
Right.
And she had an aneurysm. She went to sleep.
And
had an aneurysm. I'm gonna tell you that it's a miracle that she's still here with us.
Right.
She still, she'll still remind you of things over and over. But for the most part, she's well. And I'm glad that she had a husband who, loved her enough to still, stay, they've been together for a long time. So,
right.
Yeah, so I was with them folks. And then my other cousin, her sister, she haven't seen me since I was a little girl, probably like about 5. Haven't seen her in 30-some years, maybe 40 years.
Wow.
So this is my first time physically seeing my cousin Crystal. I haven't seen her in 40 years.
Wow. I can only imagine.
40 years, that's a long time to not see somebody.
You're right.
Yeah.
Was it? Let me ask you a question. Sometimes when you have moments like that, I'm curious. Was it like one of those things where y'all just connected and it was almost like a picking up where you left off, familiar energy, or is it like, wow, you're completely new and different people since 40 years ago?
Yeah, we're completely new.
Yeah,
we're completely new. I mean, you think about it, 40 years ago, I was a baby.
Right.
I was only 5-6 years old. I'm 46, so
got it.
I was a baby and they were teenagers. They were teenagers. So the one in Arizona, I see her often.
Mm-hmm.
We see each other at least once a year. Either they come down to California or I drive to Arizona, but we see each other once a year. But the other one, because I don't know. I don't even know how that's possible for you not to see your family member for 40 years. Yeah, but I guess it's possible because it happened. I guess
You know what's interesting about that to me is like, 40 years of not being able to grow together, grow in connection and relationship. It's like, wow, that's a lot of years, that wow.
You know what? I don't even take moments for granted anymore. Not anybody.
Right.
Like, that's why, when I came here and those who wanted to see me, we got a chance to see each other because I just don't take moments like that for granted.
Right.
I don't know if that opportunity will ever present itself again.
Right.
Right. So I make it my point to spend time with people. And I guess in my mind, I've told myself that I never, ever want to say that I regret that I did not. And I had that happen probably about like 5 years ago. I was right at the end of my godmother's block, and I was at a funeral. And I said, you know what? I should stop by and see her and just give her a hug. And I said, you know what? I don't really have time to. So I'm going to see her on the next trip. There was no next trip. And I made a promise right then and there that when I get an inkling to see someone or to call them or to spend time with them in any capacity, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to miss an opportunity like that again. And that hurt me because I'm like, dang, I was just I literally was at the end of her block. There was no reason for me not to go see her.
Right.
I was at one end of her block, and I felt horrible.
Right.
I felt like I failed myself, and I felt the opportunity to go love on my godmother. And I don't take those moments for granted. I really don't.
That look, I really could not identify with that more. Moments, life is a collection of experiences just separated by moments, and now moments, they mean so much, and it makes you take them more seriously, not take them for granted, and just appreciate them because you don't get them back.
You don't get them back, and that's why it's important that we spend time with folks. We see them, hear them, and let them know matter. And so, thank y'all. Y'all didn't hang around for me, but thanks for being here for those who are still here because that matters to me. When I can't get on the call and be with y'all in the morning because it's a part of my lifestyle now. It's just not a routine.
Right.
Being on a phone call and being able to hear y'all voice is totally become a lifestyle where it's in my schedule.
Right.
Clubhouse, accountability, morning show is morning.
Right.
That's kind of a thing.
Yes.
And when I don't have that happen, it does have an impact.
Right. And look, the feeling, and I think I can speak for everyone here when I say this, the feeling is mutual, LT. When you're not with us, we feel the same way. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. You know what I mean? But that's what I love about this, because our intention and the serendipity has brought us together in a really, really special way. This, again, for all of you all here, for me, this is like living multiple lives. This is not the first time I've built Tribe. It's not the first time. And the thing about every time is that it's unique. And what I appreciate most about this time is that I've never gotten the ability to build Tribe where I can actually hear other people's voices and we talk to them in real time. It was always done through creating videos and a whole lot of people, millions of people liking the video and hundreds of people commenting on the video and me commenting back. I was on YouTube, I was on Facebook, and these kind of places. I created a Facebook group and was able to be more intimate and more close to people there because of like this, where the focus was. But even still, it was through chat. And again, that was cool. But this time is unlike no other. And so I don't take it for granted. I know I'm building a village. I know I'm building a community. I know I'm building a conglomerate. I know I'm building an empire and legacy with you all. And it really means a lot. So I love y'all. Yes. LT. So good. You're heading on home. And now I know you're about to get home and really, get into some things. We were just talking about that earlier, how important it is to be productive by having various experiences because it all feeds into one life of productivity and one quality of life. And so we've been echoing it. And if there's nobody knows it better, about how to give themselves those various experiences of rest and of doing various things that all contribute to the same goal. It's you, LT. And everybody here has echoed it. And so I thank you all for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, y'all been with me on some journeys. Y'all done been with me to Jersey,
right?
Baltimore, North Carolina, down to Vegas. Y'all done, thank y'all for traveling with me.
Right.
Thank y'all for traveling with me out in these streets.
Out in these streets.
Yeah, so it'll take me a couple of hours to get home. I'm just going to take it easy. No rush. Because I get there by noon. So I get there. As long as I'm safe to time, I'm good.
There you go. So with that, everybody, we are wrapping up here. I'm actually going to say a last couple final thoughts, and we're going to get on our way to an amazing day. Once again, I want to thank all of my peeps at FBYT and my Clubhouse family. We also want to say good morning to Chameleon T and Auntie G. I got to get me some goofies. I got to get me some. I'm getting them real soon. And everybody here that's been hanging out, Amber Delia, Sherry, Sanahara, Coco, Maya, Clarissa, Maria, LT, and me. I give myself that too. So I'm going to read a couple final things, and then we're on our way. And this is, again, from my quote series. So the only serious one-on-one competition that I'm interested in is who can be the kindest to each other. Here's another one that I call great teacher, great student. A great teacher, in reality, is actually a great student committed to a life of learning, applying, and giving back. Strive to be a great student in life, and you'll inevitably become someone else's great teacher without ever applying for the job. If something is not your cup of tea, just don't fucking drink it. Unless it's in an Aaron Hill mug, and then drink up. But don't bash everyone else who drinks that cup of tea. Even with free speech, there's a time to just STF you or shut the fuck up. You gotta know when. Last two, you are responsible for your own growth. Own it. And last but not least, the only way to live a legacy is to live it now. The question isn't whether you'll leave a legacy, it's what kind of legacy will you leave? So me, what I choose to do is to be a positive ripple in the waters of humanity. And so I say to my humanity in the form of my Clubhouse fam, as well as everybody else hanging out everywhere, I hope that you all have an absolutely amazing morning. As always, an amazing day today on purpose. And I can't wait to see you all here tomorrow. Let's open up on Sunday, actually. Tomorrow's Saturday. Sunday, look out for 5M Fellowship, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's music, movement, meditation, mindfulness, and mantra. Oh, and tonight. Almost forgot. I'm going to do a piano concert tonight on Clubhouse. It's probably going to be, it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I always do a Friday night serenade, and tonight is special because one of my biggest influences, Chick Corea, transitioned recently. So I'm going to do a tribute to Chick, myself, the piano, here on Clubhouse. About to make the event right now. Look out for it. Hope to see you tonight. And if not, I'll see you Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for 5M Fellowship. All right, everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm each other one last time on
Bye, everybody.
Yes,
Have a wonderful day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day,
Have a
everyone.
great day.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Yes, family.
Have a great day, Aaron, LT, everybody.
Yes. You too, Sherry. You too.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye. Peace. Bye.
Peace out. Love, light, truth, and apple juice.
Yeah.